Last week on Street Fighter League, Team Bandits suffered a heartbreaking defeat to the powerhouse Team NORDAVIND, with the MENA landing a big jump-in combo and then dropping it when it mattered most. You hate to see it, but I'm sure if you're a NORDAVIND fan, you're smiling from ear to ear. But the action did not stop there, as we saw Team NASR with a 3-0 sweep over Team UYU, who is still looking for that elusive first win at Street Fighter League. But ladies and gentlemen, that was then and this is now. Because we are going to see if UYU can let the past be exactly that and focus entirely on the present, because they have to traverse a mountain known as Team NORDAVIND in this week of Street Fighter League. And also, we have Panda going up against the Vodafone Giants. Of course, there's a lot of backstory with this match. I'm sure you guys all seen Red Bull Kumite and the handshake of doom. Can we please get that match? I am begging to the Street Fighter gods. Ladies and gentlemen, all of this right now on this week of Street Fighter League.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time again for Street Fighter League Season 4. We're down to Week 3. We've seen what's happened so far, but I'll tell you right now, it's only the beginning. Vicious here with Tasty Steve, and we have a full breakdown of what to expect for this week's team battles. But again, I gotta ask you, Steve, it's been a while. How are you feeling, and how are you expecting these matches to go, Steve?
Look, we're only at Week 3, but we've already seen a flux in the meta that's happening right now. We got a lot of new players. We got new team captains. We got new teams in general. Vodafone Giants, one of those teams. Panda, one of those teams. I mean, we still have the returning teams. New and improved NASR, new and improved UYU.
That's right.
It's still going to be an electric season. I honestly can't wait, because the strategy is going to be different. The players are stronger. The characters are stronger.
That's right.
The game's a little different. We got new mechanics to deal with.
There's
Street
so
Fighter
many
League
differences.
Season 4 is going to be ridiculous, because it not only encompasses the best of the competition, but it shows where the game's going and how far it's come in its lifespan. I can't wait to get into it.
And I'm glad you mentioned these new teams, right? Because again, the returning teams, UYU and NASR, have been here and been a part of the league for a while now. But we also have newly transformed Team Panda with PUNK, Nephew, and Justin Wong. Then you have Bandits with the RD boys, the DR boys, technically, I should say. You also have Team NORDAVIND coming in from Norway with the inclusion of LUFFY, and of course, Vodafone Giants, who have been absolutely dominating the playing field right now, taking up all that space and letting people know that they are here to play, because there's just so much on the line, right? When you're talking about everything going on with Street Fighter League, you talk about the ban system, you talk about the player order and how critical that has been for these last couple of weeks. We've seen players from Team UYU kind of suffer that wrath a little bit. We've also seen players from Team NASR that have actually benefited from that, right? Having people like Problem X and that newly reformed team really take advantage of that system. But that's just one of the many things you could expect here for Street Fighter League, right? That ban system has been so critical, as well as that team positioning, the team format overall. It's going to be one of the most vital things to pay attention to for this season, because there's just so much on the line when it comes to it, right? You have the prize pool as well. You have what comes up after that, being able to face off against Street Fighter League Team Japan as well.
Yes. So now, and now that you said that, let's talk a little bit about the standings. We are at Week 3, and it goes just like this. If you check out the standings, it's going to be Vodafone Giants at 1-0, leading the pack. Of course, NORDAVIND at 1-0 as well. It's second. In third place is going to be Panda holding it down with 1, and then you see NASR going with the 1-1, of course. Bandits 0-1, and UYU starting off the season not too fresh with the 0-2. And personally, it's not going to be easy no matter what, right? It's not going to be easy no matter what, but the tournament format does kind of benefit those who have been here a while. And let's talk about it. Street Fighter League is a 3v3 Waseda style team tournament. Teams submit a player order, and if a player wins, they go to the back of the queue. If a player loses, they are eliminated. These matches continue until one team successfully knocks out all 3 members of the opposing team, and that is how we will get our team battle champion. Of course, you already talked about the ban system. One of the most consistent and effective things here, still in play, and remember, you can only ban the same character one time. You only get one time to ban a character in that second half of the season. You're not going to be able to do so. So you need to really pick and choose who you're going to aim for and when you're going to aim for them. It's a lot more strategic than it sounds, especially if you're not here playing these games with these guys.
Yeah, without a doubt. Again, these players are gearing up and ready to go for this week's team battles. But again, we have to make sure we thank Astro for supplying all of our players with these top-tier headsets, with these A40s. Again, great sound, great quality on it just in general. And being able to hear the comms from the players, you get all the trash talks, you get all the strategy, you see and hear the synergy and also the button presses. And using that Twitch panel down below to make that purchase and try it out for yourself. Again, the A40 headsets by Astro. We couldn't do it without you guys here for this season of Street Fighter League.
And now that we're sure you guys can hear us because you know about the wonderful people over at Astro holding us down here for Street Fighter League, we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, Vodafone Giants will be going up against Team Panda. I promise you don't want to miss this. Stay tuned. I hope you guys are ready. Week 3 Street Fighter League Season 4 begins now. We've already teased the team battles, and we already have our traditions. We talk to the teams, and we have a lot of new members here. This team Panda is looking very, very strong. It's kind of reworked from Team Alpha 3. They have a new member in the historic, the legendary, the lifetime achievement winning FGC member and champion himself, Justin Wong. Not to sell anybody else short, but I'm a big fan of Justin Wong, big fan of Justin Wong. Everybody looks up to this guy, and personally, I feel like it's such a strong addition to the team. And that's not to outdo any one of the other members, right? Nephew has been through several transformations of gameplay, just tightening his style and just being a better player overall. I don't know if that comes from just playing with Punk, which obviously it will, or just being ridiculous and being one of the pillars of the West Coast at this point and being super young. Then of course you have Punk, the Alpha Academy leader, just one of the overall greatest players we're looking at right now, especially for these newer generation of players. Honestly, this team is going to be really tough to beat no matter what. They have not won all their team battles, right? Obviously, but I think this is something that they're going to get into the swing of. Having a player like Justin on their side, having the youngness of Nephew, the genius of Punk in there as well.
He's pretty much a prodigy, right? You have the best in the West and the best in the East, and of course you have the best of the best when it comes to Justin Wong. One of the best to ever do it, really. You wouldn't really know fighting games without two people, either Daigo Umehara or Justin Wong, because of that very moment, right? That's the truth. And having him as a person on your team, not only just as a player, but someone to kind of recognize some of the errors that some of the players are going through, or even like the team synergy stuff, because this man has been through every single team format in and out of the game, if you think about it, really. But that's going to be a really big supplement to a team like Panda. On the other hand, you have the European invasion, right? You have with Team Panda the sole members of the United States, of North America, the only defenders, really, other than Kambi and Team UIU. But Vodafone Giants, the European invasion is finally here and has finally come to fruition. Is it gonna be the potential run back? Because you have Mr. Crimson on there. Where is there gonna be a run back between Mr. Crimson and Punk that's gonna happen? Do they have the right order to make it happen? In other words, too, like, you have other characters too. You have other players. You have Infectious. You have VEGAPATCH to really consider. But to be honest with you, I know for sure that the folks at home are looking for this right here. They're like, yo, man, is this actually going to work?
You have to look at the fact that Vodafone Giants, they're comprised of a lot of strong members themselves. VEGAPATCH, Infectious, and Mr. Crimson. Mr. Crimson has been on a hot streak for the past, year at this point, coming from Red Bull Kumite as well. VEGAPATCH is a very strong player on the team and has a very unique ability because Fong is the main character. Not a lot of people know how to fight Fong. I'm telling you right now, there's not a lot of people that know how to fight Fong. But Infectious is just a cold, calculated killer. I say calculated because he's like a computer. He might be on, but nobody's home when he's playing that game. My man is in full-blown focus mode. I'm not even sure if he's blinking half the time, and I'm looking at him.
We literally look at his screen every single time that he plays. You can't tell if this dude
is alive or not. I can't even see his chest moving if he's breathing. But
he's doing it right now. He's not even in game.
He's doing it right now. But that's what's so strong about NORDAVIND Giants, right? They have so many different avenues to try to keep an opposing team on their toes. They have a very strong Mr. Crimson, a very dominant Mr. Crimson, who has already pulled their weight with Dawson nonetheless. VEGAPATCH with that character speciality, the fact that you have to know how to fight Fang, and then you have Infectious, who is just a chasm of knowledge. He knows so much about the game. He has very strong fundamentals. Please check out his tutorials if you're trying to get good at Street Fighter. But these teams are pretty evenly matched if you look at it. It's more now about the matchups. That's what it's really about. A meeting of the minds, if you will. You got Punk, you got Infectious, you have Mr. Crimson, you got Justin Wong, you got VEGAPATCH, you got Nephew.
It's going to be wild.
It's a clash.
It's a match made in heaven, really. And it only happens in Street Fighter League. In fact, we do have an interview with one of the Panda members going back in from Season 1, Justin Wong, with Hollywood Rob TV to get into our matches. Check it out.
We are in the presence of greatness. an absolute legend, and I would not be here today. A lot of this stuff right now would not be here today if it was not for this man right here, and that is, of course, Justin Wong. What's going on, Brody?
Bro, man, you just called me old. That's what I just heard.
I mean, yeah, you know, low key, but
You know what I mean?
You know, the reason I say all that stuff, man, is because, you know, by the time I got into the FGC, for me, of course, I played Street Fighter 4, but as far as going offline and really pursuing this, it was not till 2016, 2017, right? But by the time I got into it, I already seen like Knuckle do win Capcom Cup and stuff like that. So they can market somebody hold with big 250K checks and whatnot. This was not a viable career path at all when you got into this. What even inspired you to take it seriously before you could even really make any bread? Like, I've heard horror stories about people going across the country and making like $20 to win in a tournament.
Well, it's not $20, but it was a grind. You probably know I play a lot of games. Right?
Yeah.
So that's how I made my money. Was like I would learn multiple fighting games and have to get first place in multiple fighting games. So when I go like final round, like East Coast championships, like all these like majors back in the day, I would win like first place in a lot of games. And that would kind of add up to like maybe like 2,500, 3,000. At that time, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Right, growing up as a teenager, like that's pretty good.
So in one weekend, you would make that?
Yeah.
Oh, so I was feeling bad for y'all this whole time.
I had to work mad hard though.
No, you was making 2,500, 3,000 in the weekend?
I had to, no,
Y'all
first of all.
Oh, we used to have to go to school walking through the snow, through the blizzard. You kids soft nowadays. You was making 3 bands in a weekend.
You win one premiere, that's 7K. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but still, I'm
just saying.
But you did have to win a whole lot of different games.
I had to win like a Marvel, a Third Strike, a CVS, a Tekken.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
It wasn't like that was the norm. Everyone wasn't getting it like that or whatever at that time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was eating, but I can't speak for everybody else.
Okay, so you know, in those tournaments, there's a specific style of play that I'm sure that you were going with even back then that we all know and love to this day. Actually, one of the first dope videos I seen in the FGC was something called The Art of Lame. You know what I'm talking about? The panel. It was a panel with you and Chris G and Dominion, I remember being on there. But where does your play style come from? Like this super lame, super patient, like it's not like you're the most quiet type dude in the world, in my opinion. Like, you know, I think you're like a kind of not an introvert at all. Where does this play style come from for you? How do you have fun with that?
I would say growing up in Chinatown Fair, my arcade.
Yeah.
Before me, there was this one dude, I always call him like my mentor. His name is Eddie Lee. A lot of people don't know who he is, but he was like the Justin Wong at the time, right? He was playing against Alex Valle, like John Choi. They would go against each other and they would just, like he would play lane. Yeah. Right? So one time I went to the arcade and I kid you not, I lost $50 worth of tokens against him. I couldn't beat him one game.
How much is a token?
Like 1/4.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I got smoked for like 6 hours straight.
Yeah.
Right? And then from there, I'm like, oh, this is the best way to play. Just be lame.
Oh, so he smoked you so bad with it, you were like, oh no, this is definitely like a godlike style.
Yeah. And for older games, being lame, being like very defensive is actually the more optimal way of playing.
Well, you know, you speak of like, I feel like that play style requires a bit of, I would say, maturity. And I'm sure there's something that gave you a whole lot more maturity is the fact that you have had Harper now. You actually have a kid, Papa Wong, in the house nowadays. How has that changed things for you? Even from a way like that you approach competition, like is competing different for you now? You know, how you spend your time with your content and everything. How's your mindset changed when it comes to, you know, having Harper?
So it's more of like, you know, before Harper and before the pandemic, we traveled around the world, right? CPT, 70 events a week, like a year. And I think I was on a plane like in 2018, 2017, like 48 times. That's ridiculous.
I remember seeing you post like you posted all the tournaments you were going to, and it was just like a big old document.
Yeah,
with like,
it's a lot. It was pretty stressful. I lived on a plane. Most players also lived on a plane, right? And then I think after having Harper, it makes me realize I just want to stay home, right? I want to stay home and just kind of like see like Harper grow up, right? No, I don't want to miss anything. I found ways to just kind of like use my name and also use my just like experience to kind of get me into the next level in like a more of a corporate life where I'm able to stay home more.
Yeah. So okay. So you use your experience to be able to transition into that. Another spot where your experience can be extremely important is here at Street Fighter League. How do you think that your experience, if at all, can affect the team as far as like from a chemistry standpoint, maybe leveling Punk out? What do you think your role is for this team in game and out?
I think it's more of just like because the experience I had, and like people look at me as like, oh, if he can make it in video games, I want to try that too, right? And then Punk's doing an amazing job. I mean, like I do think like Punk and then also like let's say Sonic Fox are like the new like people, the new players that's gonna like replace me in Daigo, for example, right? They're already doing that, right? They're already doing that already. So I really appreciate like just the younger generation just kind of like stepping up, and then because I don't want to play forever. I'll play casually. You'll see me like you call me the Evo guy, for example. Like I'll just show up for Evo, but like I don't want to like
VEGGEY be doing.
Yeah, exactly. Smokes upsets you real fast. Nah, that's what I want to do, right? So so seeing that is like it's really nice. Just seeing Punk grow up from like day one to like now. It's like a huge transition. Even though like he'll still say stuff like that's on his mind. I do think like he has the best interest in heart because he ran online tournaments for the West Coast already, right?
He did.
Like he's trying to bring the community together. Obviously, his Twitch stream's always popping. People love his opinions. People also love his trash talking, and I think it's just like a really good like role that he has. Right.
I'd rather have that than. Well, of course, be whoever you are as a person, right? Ladies and gentlemen, we have one of the GOATs. It's been a pleasure, brother.
Thank you.
Panda's very own Justin Wong.
That's what you call the dad power up and full responsibility. You know what the wild thing is? He's actually made a goal for himself while he's at home spending time with his family. He's made a goal to win at least 100 online tournaments, and he actually hit that before the first half of the year happened.
Look,
actually ridiculous.
I'm gonna tell you guys right now. This is a long time ago when people used to read magazines, but I used to pick up a little magazine called Tips and Tricks. And of those names in those #1 spots,
it's in the back of the book.
It's always in the back of the book when they would talk about those tournaments at Sunny Golf Land, the whole nine. Justin Wong's name would always be there. That was a name that was. I thought he was an author in the book or something like that. My man's names was always there, along with Ricky Ortiz's, The Flow. They're there. You know what I'm saying? And this is history. That's why I'm such a big fan, man. I've been looking at Justin Wong play for years on top of years, man.
Honestly, man, he's still putting in the most. And again, being in this environment with some of the best players in the world, that has to satisfy his competitive hunger as well. Being able to find that balance is never an easy task. Let's talk about Vodafone Giants now for a little bit. I know Mr. Crimson has had a lot to prove this year, considering how great he's been doing. And again, players like VEGAPATCH and INFEXIOUS, they've been putting in their work for the EU, but there's something about Mr. Crimson that has finally clicked. And seeing all these results from him is a little kind of surprising for some of us in like the North American scene. It's like, yo, man, we haven't heard from Mr. Crimson in a little bit, but this is some of the biggest wins that I've seen him have in a long time.
Another one of these players that is dedicated to their character. So even though the game has changed, we got new mechanics, we got new moves, we got the whole nine. Mr. Crimson has been holding it down on Dawson ever since, and it showed in the results, especially now.
You know he got banned the first week, right? And he still managed to get that W over NL 2-0. So even if he wasn't being a loyalist, he still has a G. By the way, and you made that call, it's like, I have a feeling, I might have talked to him before the game started, but I have a feeling he's going to pick G. He's a big cheater, by the way, this guy Steve.
Look, all I'm saying, both sides of the coin.
Yeah,
Mr.
whatever.
Crimson
that coin was ranked two-face. But again, we do have Rob TV, who actually got an interview with Mr. Crimson, part of Vodafone Giants. Let's take a look at what he had to say before his match.
This man has been on Yoga Flame throughout this entire season. This entire CPT season, I would say this has to be, even though you won the first major ever in Street Fighter V, I would say this is your best year of all time up to this point. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Vodafone Giants' very own Mr. Crimson. What's going on, brother?
Really well. Happy to be there and ready to play.
You know, I feel like you should be ready to play. I mean, you showed us in the exhibition early on when you smoked my guy Adam like that. It pains me to say it because that's my boy. And I'm pretty sure I bet a couple of Bison bucks on that very match. And I thought Adam was gonna get it, but unfortunately, Adam, you owe me a few dollars. But can you explain to me, like, we talked just a bit about it, but we were talking to the entire team at that point. What do you think has changed for you this year? As far as like, you know, your improvement, what do you attribute that to the most?
Like I said, I think I just enjoy the game a lot. Like I love my character, I love the other's character, I love to play against the other character, I love to find new stuff, I love to think about the game, I love to speak about the game.
Yeah.
I'm just enjoying, I love the new meta, PC meta.
Yeah, oh, that's so much better.
I love the V-shift.
Art says that he feels like like Dawson is way better on PC.
Yeah, I think overall all defensive
I think everything
character.
is. Even Karen, like whiff punishing is easier.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. I think neutral character is better.
Yeah.
Actually, that's.
So I feel like there's a few players who, in this like online era, have improved tremendously, but that sort of thing is downplayed a lot. Like for you, before Red Bull Kumite, you were already putting in work. I think you had like a long record over there on the One It series, for example. You and Hurricane going crazy over there, or Salt Mine League, just all the type of stuff over there in the European FGC. But I don't think people looked at you in a certain light while you were doing so amazing, because everyone just likes to downplay. Oh, it's online. And then when we came offline, you proved otherwise time and time again now, so people have to put respect on your name. But what do you think about the difference between online and offline? Do you think that it's over exaggerated at all? And you know, like, do you notice that people try to downplay people's accomplishments through online results?
Yes, and honestly, like there is a lot of debate even in France about that. Does the online count?
Yeah.
In my opinion, online is a great opportunity for us to get better. We can learn a lot from online. It's not perfect, of course, but I think if someone beat me online consistently, he will do it offline too.
Yeah.
And
yes.
Most of the people that I beat online, I beat them offline too, and vice versa.
Because I think a lot of stuff comes out of strategy, right?
Exactly.
And you're not just perfectly reacting to everything. If you're beating somebody all the time, that means you kind of know what they're going to do more before they do it.
Your strategy. Yeah,
Your strategy is just better than theirs. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, so as far as Street Fighter League specifically, right? So far, how do you think your team is gelling? I mean, you guys are looking extremely strong, and at this point, you've already won. Yeah, but that was a 3-0. I mean, you do know that matters too, like 3-0 versus it being 3-2 and things of that nature. How are you feeling about your team right now, and how are you feeling going up against Panda specifically?
I love to speak with the game with my teammate. We practiced before, like you said in the first interview, we had the opportunity to practice in Mexico.
Yeah.
So we had 2 weeks to prepare for each of our opponents. So we feel really confident. Of course, it will not be easy, but I'm ready for everyone.
Okay, yeah, and you are also ready for all the smoke in a particular match at Red Bull Kumite. Because I hope you did not think that I wasn't going to touch on that topic, Mr. Crimson. We keep it $150 over here. You know, I remember seeing something that I like to call the handshake of doom. You know, you went up against Punk the God, who's on the other team, of course, and there was a lot of you know, back and forth with you guys, and then you actually went and beat him, eliminated him from Red Bull Kumite before you went on to win the entire tournament. And you went over, gave him a big crazy handshake or whatever, big disrespecting, I'd say. What can you take us through? What's going through your mind right there? What's up with the Mr. Crimson Punk rivalry?
Honestly, nothing really particular. Like I'm really curious to play him. Like I'm happy about the ban stuff. Like I know I can play Dalsim, and we assure yourself that he can play Karin. And maybe we will face each other, and I'm really curious about how it's gonna.
You're curious,
yeah,
huh?
What happens?
Yeah.
So let's see.
I know what curious me. Everybody know what curious me. Yeah. Okay. You cut it short right there, right? Okay. So with Red Bull Kumite, with the drama of Red Bull Kumite and everything, right? Do you have any lingering, or like, is there anything lingering there? Like, would beating him be just the same as beating anyone else at this point? Like, you have no malice or anything like that? Or, you know, is there any type of rivalry there with you now where you specifically like to smoke him?
I will not say that, but it's like he's a good player, so I want to beat him, of course.
Just like I don't or anyone else?
Yeah, honestly, yes. Especially also because I have some Karin player over here who watching me and say, don't lose. So, but I'm not having any pressure. I just play my game, enjoy the game, and let's see.
Ladies and gentlemen, calm, cool, collected, and smooth as ever. Also curious, Mr. Crimson.
The curious case of Mr. Crimson. What a way. I like how Rob TV did that. That rivalry has definitely been brewing for quite a bit. That Red Bull Kumite victory that Mr. Crimson claimed recently was over Punk.
The New York Times bestseller, man. That's how it is.
I'm going to tell you guys right now,
itself.
the best thing about digital violence is that the rivalries, they stay in the video games. And I can tell you right now, being curious is a great word to put, especially since these teams are going head to head.
Do they just stay in the game though? I mean, I haven't seen them interact at all so far that they've been here. You know, I mean, like,
look, we've had Street Fighter leagues. People were told to go back to Utah. I'm just saying.
No, you can't do.
Just saying, bro.
No, man, that was
man.
unnecessary.
I'm gonna tell you right now that hit me in my heart. I heard that.
Let's talk about the games now. Vodafone Giants versus Panda. Let's talk about the important part here. Vodafone Giants decided to go for a very interesting ban pick. I need you to help me explain this one. But Panda chose Fong, which makes sense for VEGAPATCH.
Right.
Vodafone Giants decided to pick Cammy as their ban. Punk can play whatever player or whatever character he wants. That's for certain. Nephew has only been rocking Colleen for the most part, Rose if needed, and then Justin Wong has been playing Rose so far that we've seen. What is the decision making behind this pick?
I'm really not sure. Maybe it's just a matchup read on that case, but maybe that's just one of the hard calls, right? Maybe that's just one of the hard calls for a matchup. Maybe Nephew will want to use Cammy or to counter VEGAPATCH, right? Or
no way.
I mean, look, I don't know the team strategy. All I'm saying is, if you think about it like that, Cammy is a kind of odd call out, right?
What's the real reason, Steve? Tell me.
Bro, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you.
I feel like you have it.
I don't have it, man. I don't even know. All I know is I'm curious to see if this Cammy ban is going to help them or hurt them.
There wasn't fake information being thrown around in the studio? There wasn't like, hey, I'm going to pick Cammy today.
It could be some fake information that has been thrown around the studio, but we're going to our first match, and it's going to be Justin Wong versus Infectious. Justin pulls out the poison nonetheless. He actually started running poison very, very early in the lifespan of Street Fighter V when she was announced, and Justin loves to go in and do these knowledge checks, goes down the list, plays a lot of games with these characters to get an understanding. I want to see how that comes together versus a player like Infectious, who's so collected, stuck to his one character, and is here at full power. Justin, obviously, he knows how to play all these characters and definitely has the power to do so. Here we go.
And this is the kind of character he likes playing, too. The keep away game has been Justin Wong's patented playstyle for years. So we'll see how it plays out. Infectious, kind of the character, kind of the player to dissect the information presented to him, right? He's willing to take those L's just to make those adjustments. He'll take some risky plays here and there. He'll take a little bit of extra damage. But so far, as it stands, he's going to be just fine.
Oh, special delivery.
Justin Wong has to hold that.
Okay. Defense, very, very solid for Justin. Something we've already seen in the earlier weeks of Season 4, right? Anti-air, crouch and medium punch. It's such a great tool to do so.
Yeah.
Ooh, tapping them legs.
2 times over. My leg. Yeah, V-skill's going to be a pretty good idea for Infectious to kind of move forward and close the gap, or at least find his way out of the corner, so long as Justin Wong's not within range to stop with a whip. Yeah.
Good target, yeah.
Yeah, keep it. Yeah, if you duck that, you're going to be just fine, out of harm's way, not even trying to go to the barbecue today.
Big damage. Ain't gonna keep that corner with the V-Trigger 2. A lot of V-Trigger 2 we're seeing from Infectious and Nezeku. Needs to be careful. Tries to walk up and bait something out. Justin doesn't take it though. About 23 seconds left and the chase is real. Wait a minute. Gets the forward throw. Gets out of the trigger though, so it's not gonna be too much danger. Justin has a lot of damage to do in 15 seconds.
I mean, could possibly do it with a critical art confirm, but at this point in time, maybe not. Yeah, Infectious isn't even going to give it to him. That would have been dangerous. Maybe, like, if Justin had gotten a counter hit, it would have been over. Actually, it would have been over for Infectious.
I can tell you right now, Poison dumps damage if she has meter. 3-4 bars. Full CA available for Justin. So if he was able to find a hit, could have made something big. The exact same starter in the second round that we saw in the first. Different ender, of course.
Do you see how high that hitbox tries to catch Zeki, though? I mean, like, that crouching medium punch wasn't going to be enough for the reach and flip, I feel like. I'd have to talk to Jammers about that one. Man, does that exchange ever trade consistently? Or does that ever beat it clean consistently? I feel like you'd have to do it mad early to anti-air Zeki.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the hitbox on that follow-up is actually pretty good. And since you get a combo, it's really kind of... And on top of that, the recovery on it, I don't even know...
Oh, but that's the problem, too. If you happen to catch an angle... A sharper angle at that, you're going to be able to go around that anti-air. And Infectious knew it. He tested it out 2 times. If you take a closer look at that VOD, or at least that round of the VOD, he's intentionally just jumping over and over and over again with different options to see how consistent Justin Wong is going to go to that anti-air option instead of going for like an air-to-air.
Well, with the young Zeku, the thing is, you have to remember that walk speed is going to be a problem. So trying to like consistently anti-air and his jump medium kick is really, really tricky. So that back and forth playing at that range, testing the anti-air is actually a pretty smart choice. Because that foot speed, that walk speed for young Zeku is really going to keep you.
But he's been doing it in old. That's the thing, right? He didn't even transform. So even like talking about young Zeku, it's like, do we even have to go there until it's present, right? Young Zeku is a phenomenal force of nature when it comes to like the ground game, right? His walk speed is impressive. The normals he takes up in that space is really good for damage, but there's something about old Zeku. It's just like, you know, he controls the air pretty well, whether he wants to go there or if he wants to control it, right? He has great anti-air options, way better than young Zeku for sure.
Yeah, and some of the neutral tools too, right? Just because, you know, Justin's going to play further back, so you could just use Cram, right?
Yep.
Has a huge hitbox range, right? And that helps him out. Like, you could stay further back, still corner, back to the corner, but Justin in control and still trying to fight his way in, and it's not working out.
It's so active too. Justin Wong's trying to find a space to kind of dash forward or at least move forward after the Gram's been released, except that it stays there for a while.
Yeah.
It is pretty active. Anti-air there from Justin Wong. No follow-up afterwards. Couldn't even get a meaty, unfortunately. And Infectious took advantage of that, taking full control with that throw. Frames afterwards. Still running. Man, the command run just running in Justin's face. I don't know what that could have been, but here comes the activation now. Molotov is not going to hit, but yes, run. Okay.
EXY raise. Standing heavy.
I was going to say, like, if there was a Molotov throw, and he's ducking, so it's not going to hit, I should say.
Justin getting a little more active in the neutral. The clock running out. And once again, this life lead at the end of seconds of the round are in Infectious's favor. Goes for the jump and not using the B skill at all to like, no, not even going for a mix up. And the damage combined with that chip damage, that gray life, more than enough to close out that round. Infectious on set point right here.
It was really unfortunate. Justin actually went for a normal, and you saw Infectious able to throw the startup of that normal. Looking at match point already, will we see a clean 2-0, or are we going to see some adjustments from Justin? That is a plus frame scenario, but Infectious choosing the right spots, choosing the right options to jump out and backdash a bunch of times. Like the first time around, actually, no, he blocked. He sat there and blocked it. But this time around, again, finding that jump option.
Oh, nice catch with the crouching heavy punch.
Still back to that gram spacing. Going back and forth between young and old a good amount of times, right? Forward throw now.
And this is more what I was mentioning, right? Now that Justin's getting a lot more control of the neutral, you're seeing a lot more young come out. Wow, I'm not sure about that punish there.
It's not enough. It's not enough to intimidate someone like Infectious. Despite having the life lead, sure, it's going to be great, but again, when you let him run amok as young Zeku, calling in that V skill, man, it's so hard to even contest old Zeku in the air.
Actually still had a chance.
He has, okay.
Okay, all right. You got to get that together right now. And fortunately enough, even Infectious seems a little taken back right now. Dropped the combo himself, you know.
We're starting to see Justin Wong slowly climb back.
Like I said, this pace is kind of what Justin likes to do anyway. Calls in the special delivery.
Oh, Sakamoto now being able to close the gap as well. Throw him down. Checking with a low medium kick, but nothing to follow through afterwards. The Gram just within range. That's dangerous, though. That is a big jump in for Justin Wong. Treating it like a fireball, essentially. Excellent view reversal. Get off of me. Now it's young Zeku time. Look at the damage and the corner carry.
Knockdown. Dash up, crouch jab to get it started. Corners himself by accident. Infectious didn't use that wall jump. Justin was kind of looking for it. Not close enough for the crouch and medium. And this is going to be big damage and possibly the
big
set.
Great.
Justin just taking a bit too long to get that game started, man. That's the hard part about this.
You know, there was a lot that was being processed more so for Justin Wong than Infectious. I feel like Justin Wong had the game plan of kind of playing keep away, but Infectious, he's not the kind of character to overdo it. He was playing it to time almost every single round, right? So he's willing to play that patience game against someone who is the most patient player. Like he's the epitome of like playing the defensive style.
Everybody knows, if you follow anything in the community, you know Justin loves playing lane, right? And just a proponent for it. I think that works out in Infectious's favor because he's like, oh, if you're going to wait, that means you're going to eventually make a mistake, and I have no problem playing that pace with you, right?
It's going to be very impressive to see what Infectious has to do next, unless Vodafone Giants can repeat the results from the last team battle they had where they did a full-on sweep against Team UYU. They went 3-0. But currently, as it stands, Infectious again 2-0 over Justin Wong. VEGAPATCH now up to bat against Nephew. It's going to be very interesting to see because, you know, Fong is no longer on the board. But man, this is cool to see. I'm not talking about Colleen. I'm talking about Jury.
You're an old Jury player.
I love Jury. She is so fun to play. It's so interesting to see that mechanic of the stored kicks in this version of Street Fighter, right? Again, she came out in Street Fighter 4 with different versions of having those stored Fuharin Kyak, but they changed the name. Either way,
I didn't even know they changed the name.
They, being able to store the kicks in this way is a whole different ballgame. You have to be a little bit more cognizant of which ones you have to kind of extend combos and whatnot, do a little bit of extra damage, what routes you can go into for V-Trigger. It's all very interesting and it's all very fun to play, honestly. A lot of people should give this character a shot.
Yeah,
it seems like, VEGGEY is doing that exact thing. Yes, sir. Combo in the corner. She is very expensive, though. You want to get this damage out, she requires the meter.
Yeah, but she has a great walk speed on top of that. Don't she have multiple 3-frame buttons, if I'm not mistaken?
Just one. Oh, yes. Interesting. Maybe was trying to catch some sort of backwards movement against Nephew, but this is going to be a matchup I feel like Nephew is not going to be threatened by too much, I feel like. Yeah, treating that fireball, like caution in the wind, just making sure that he gets that jump in over that fireball release.
Okay, this pace is really not looking like a VEGAPATCH's Jury.
Oh, you can't charge in front of someone like Nephew. That's the thing. If you're going to play Jury, you have to make sure you charge up safely, especially in the upper echelon.
And it's a major part of her game, right? She can get like extensions because of it, so.
Not do that against someone as competitive and talented as Nephew, right?
You can see this overactive movement right now. VEGAPATCH sets out the projectile, tries to follow behind it. That standing medium kick, 2 hits. Great range for controlling the neutral. Not controlling well enough. EX Parabellum takes the Oki.
Oh yeah, crush counter. You thought he could press a button, but he wasn't sure of it actually. He could have gone into maybe something else. No, actually he had no meter for it. My mistake.
Like the back chase with the EX Hailstorm. Oh, charge up for the V skill. Maybe we see another Hailstorm. Drop the V skill on him.
If Nephew does go to that, which he won't, the V skill is going to come out from Jury. So with that in mind, Nephew's like, all right, well, I have to play a little bit closer and start playing like whiff punish game. Or
that jump like cross up.
Great conversion. Again, she's so expensive. No, you thought you get throw it. No punish. That's double digits punish.
Oh, the jump like cross up once again and uses
stun.
the V skill to get the stun.
No, you dropped it again. Oh no!
Ah, that's terrible because that hit probably wouldn't have killed, but that follow up that Jury gets definitely would have killed. You could have did a normal DP, you could have did an EX DP.
Stick to the same thing. Exactly twice. Say it's okay. Stick to it. Round 1.
I don't know. There was a lot of scaling involved, man. Jury.
I think you would have
Jury
had to
can
use
be a
that
problem
extra EX
sometimes.
bar. No, I think, and I understand the scaling. I'm pretty sure you would have had to use that other EX bar because you
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right. Oh, you thought you can get out? No, sir. She has an air throw too. That would have been cool if those in exchange. Oh yeah, you're getting punished again. VEGAPATCH is clearly getting frustrated with some of his decision making. You know, he hasn't fought against someone like Nephew,
right?
And you cannot get away with things like this.
Also, you have to remember, VEGAPATCH is new here. The level of your second character is really dope. Oh, that was godlike.
Get that out of here!
Oh!
You thought you can get away with the pinwheels? No, sir.
Yo, that was the first one. That was sick.
He's been getting away with it too many times, right? If Nephew's not aware of it, VEGAPATCH is going to keep doing it. Or if he's not caught on, I should say, full back throw.
Okay. Oh, gets hit by the jabs. EX to get the knockdown. Ooh, nice. Once again, still gets the charge on top of it. 2 charges there.
Oh man, no whiff punish. There's a lot of recovery on that round.
Those jump lights have been pretty good on getting the cross-ups and getting combos with Jury. And VEGAPATCH keeps going to him. Nephew starting to catch on neutral.
He knew! Yeah. He knew what he was going for. He was trying to get plus frames into that trigger, and Nephew was not going to let him have it. He knows exactly what he wants.
Yo,
the entire time,
the
VEGAPATCH has been read like a book. That was ridiculous.
Punk was already out of his seat, ready for the smoke. Ready for the smoke. This is home turf at this point, right? You're in the States this time. We're getting the Red Bull Kumite run back. I hate to just glaze over what just happened. It was pretty clean for Nephew. That was a 2-0.
That was more than just clean. That was some bus ass, Steve. That was a clean. That was a emphatic 2-0 from the side of Nephew. You saw a little bit of a couple of mishaps from missed punishes from Nephew, but man, he cleaned it up. It's like, all right, well, I can't let you get away with this anymore.
But now we got Mr. Crimson sitting down, Punk getting set up. We are getting the Red Bull Kumite come run back. And if you watch Red Bull Kumite, if you didn't, you missed out. You should definitely go at least check out those grand finals. At least.
Yeah.
At least go check out those grand finals. I promise they will not let you down, and it is very important. It's the reading material needed to understand just how intense this next match is going to be. You don't even have as many games as you did last time. They did like first to fives. You only got 2 games, bro. 2 games.
Did they?
On their mains. On their mains nonetheless. I know Punk is holding this close to the chest. I know Mr. Crimson is too. I could see the smugness as he got set up, but here we go. Street Fighter League Week 3 Season 4. We get in the Red Bull Kumite run back.
Is this a statement from the Giants? Is this them saying like, okay, we picked Cammy as our ban because we feel like we don't need to ban anybody? Is that the statement?
See?
Is that the shade?
Maybe.
Oh boy. They might wake up to regret that bit. We'll see.
The sweep. Oh, wait a minute. The controls looking so much better for Punk right now. Life is pretty even.
Dang, that still hit. What a confirmed
The
death.
delayed little stack of pressure right there.
Actually, I think it was going to go into Trigger no matter what because of the fact that Karens and Trigger can't reversal out of the fire, but that is a great decision to make. That was a big risk, but it paid off. Oh, boy. No anti-air, just on the other side.
And instantly
slap chop action. Oh, the snipe. That was nasty.
All right, round number 1 already in the books. Mr. Crimson takes it. Man, this music is perfect for how tense this match is. Ooh, crouch a heavy punch.
I love seeing that, by the way. Being able to catch down the stasis and still get in juggle state is so good for the mix-up potential.
Really trying to whiff punish Mr. Crimson here, and it's not working out. Seems like there's nothing but like spatial setups, man. The spacing is so good.
Yeah. Man! That's the second time around, right? Being able to snipe out the yoga stasis coming in from Mr. Crimson, and you can see the kind of movement that Mr. Crimson has started to employ, right? He wants to make sure that his limbs do not get whiff punish, as you mentioned, so he decides to go into the spaces where it's closer and will hit, or at least will force a block.
Trying to dash up Punk here, trying to get more control of the neutral V reversal.
Oh, God!
Gets a jump in, Punk. No meter spent, nothing but trigger, but lots of damage. Tries
reach. That still reached them. Oh, boy.
Okay, blocks the low this time. Punk got a little trigger left. Sim getting there.
Oh, my God. If he was ready for it.
Yoga anvil. Oh, the shimmy this time. Just the walk back, standing heavy punch, 1 round apiece in this first game between Mr. Crimson and Punk. Oh, my. Oh, my.
I wonder what that was, that jump fierce. Was that intentional? Because that was mad early. It's hard to call.
It's hard to call, especially in a match like this.
There's no way, right? That could have been an instant teleport. That should have been an instant teleport, maybe.
Okay. Blocks the low, answers with a sweep to get the knockdown. They fight back to the middle of the screen.
The delay on the crouch heavy punch, that was sickening.
Mr. Crimson has the amazing knack of using these drills to make you think that he's still either doing drill or they're meaty, right? Like you're like, oh, he's still doing drill, he's recovering. It's like, wait a minute, he hit me. What a whiff punish. Yo, Punk.
That's what he was looking for in the last round as well. Just let the tank go out a little bit earlier than usual. He finally found that space.
What a read. He dashed outside of it. That was godlike.
Has to cook up, has to eat that fire.
How did he clear it? Was not prepared for it. And the snipe again from the rooftop across the street. The grassy knoll. Historic snipes in history. You could add Mr. Crimson and Dawson to it.
Your over 3/4 screen is looking for crouch medium punch, so only use the stand. Try not to use stand medium kick. Only poke with stand medium punch.
Round 1.
Good stuff.
Fight.
Thought you said this guy was good, yeah, but he's all about peace. It's just a street fight, I know, but
he's gone through war already. It's not a war that changes a man. It is man who changes.
Yo, the whiff punishes are getting stronger on the side of Mr. Crimson at this point and just finding the hit. Punk taking a lot of damage, just trying to find his way in.
Oh, yeah,
Wow.
with punish against the medium kick. You already know Punk in that range is able to get those punishes off. That's what I like to see, right? Having the V reversal up just in case. Yes. Didn't even need the trigger anyway. Oh. This is going to be pretty significant for Mr. Crimson now with the corner control. You can't escape the limbs, but you could counter the drill just in case. I like that. Taking advantage of that misplaced drill against Mr. Crimson, taking the first round of game 2.
Crouching medium kick. Okay, not close enough. Back throw.
In that -2 situation. No, not again.
Mr. Crimson. Bad button choice right there. In this series, from Punk goes for a reset because the stun was there, wanted to take care of the damage.
But it hits. You can't stop that V trigger like that.
Look at the gray life on Punk's side, but it won't matter. The stun is there, the win is there, the one is there. That's just teasing, just lots of tea. Get the kettle warmed up. I'm gonna need extra mugs.
Also, these skills pretty good after a standing heavy kick, after you block it.
You know, it's just that European, if you do stand heavy kick, you'll do like crowd fears, buffering, beats to V skill.
Yeah. He hasn't been doing it too much.
Yeah.
Round 1.
I got you, bro. How many lumps?
Lumps of what?
Sugar, bro.
I would say these fierces. And always checking with the lows is Punk, right? Such a huge threat within that range. That's a little bit too high off the mark. Yes, sir. The damage is significant, more so because of the corner position now.
Oh. Okay. Close. I feel like Mr. Crimson really doing a great job of staggering his pressure. Punk doing a great job of reading it sometimes. That jump in, where it was last time, this time, Crimson ready for it. Backdashes to get out of danger this time. That Yoga Anvil after the EX Gale in the air. Turning up the pressure, blocks the standing heavy kick, a little shimmy.
Not a single button pressed, and waiting for that pressure to use that V reversal. Very good for Mr. Crimson because he has more than enough life to build it back up. However, the thing is about Karen, she keeps you locked down in this corner. You're going to see that life dwindle very soon.
Wow, my man did wake up slide out of the corner, finds his mark. But look at the gray life. Looking for a teleport. You see Punk just holding forward just to get out of that corner. But look at the gray life.
Just like that, already potentially losing that life lead. Actually, I think he's under.
What a
chase.
Punk didn't even commit to the follow-up after the EX dash. Just waited for him to come down. Thought he was in range.
God.
That was actually still godlike. Text to throw.
Jump medium kick actually do it.
Ready.
Oh, snipe again. Locked and loaded. Instead, he goes for the leg, Steve. He goes, get down. Bop, and goes for the kneecap. That was actually ridiculous. The threat of the snipe is just so dangerous.
You saw him use crouching medium kick that low from Dawson, and it was actually not in range. Punk actually ducked and reacted to it, and that was the next follow-up that got him. Oh, tries to go for the sweep. Nerves starting to add up right here. Mr. Crimson is actually on set point.
Get the sweep, activating into trigger, and just outside of the throw range, you see the blind coming out from Punk now. Look at the red! Oh my God, look at the dead!
Look at the stun!
He's not dead yet!
Oh,
okay. He had to double tap. You want to make sure to double tap, right?
Wait a minute,
But you already know how to fly, Dawson.
Here we go, final round between these two. Crouch medium kick. Punk not taking the space this time. Finally lands that Gale combo. Been a little shaky with those, Mr. Crimson has.
Wow. Did you see that? He's testing out the ranges of Punk, right? He's just within medium kick range or sweep, and then uses that EX Yoga Gale, but that's not going to phase him one bit. Punk is thinking to himself, that's an anvil! Drop it on him!
Oh, bad read
That's
on
actually
the stasis.
Oh
Punk
my God.
goes down to Mr. Crimson 2-1 and successfully puts the weight of Team Panda on Nephew's shoulders.
So, you guys didn't really get to see it, I don't think, but maybe. Punk actually had a pretty solid smile on his face.
Yeah.
There was a head shake there. He's like, "You got me.
Yeah.
I'll take that. You got me, legit."
If you go back and look at that, there was a lot of adjusting. Like each round held a different adjustment from Mr. Crimson and Punk, whether it be just a smaller shimmy, whether it be a bigger button after that juggle, going from the light kick to the standing fierce after that juggle. Just so smart. Punk getting a lot more active on the defensive side of things, especially when it comes from those drills, and really tried to play preemptive, right? Every time he saw a stasis, not every time, but a lot of time he saw that stasis, he's like, if I have meter, I'll EX to get through it. And he's like, you know what? That's pretty far away. And then, so Mr. Crimson said, I'm going to jump. Punk uses EX dash this time, says, well, now you're on the ground. I'm going to do crouch and medium because I know you're going to be a little bit out of range. Still out of range, Mr. Crimson with the adjustment to just back up even further. Those are the little things.
He's chosen movement as his option a numerous amount of times, as Dawson should, right? But there was one key component that I really liked, him using actual like stasis and teasing the ranges of that low medium kick, as you mentioned. That was pretty important. And it's so gutsy to do just because you know the potential damage coming out from Karen if she manages to snipe your legs out with that low medium kick. In any way, shape, or form. It could come through Tenko. It could come through like Mujin Kyaku, EX version, right?
Yeah.
To push you to the corner. There's just so much that this character can do off of one singular button. She is a bad, bad character in the best way. Moving on to the next one.
This is going to be good.
Nephew versus Infectious. Again, as you mentioned prior, this team battle is now on the shoulders of Nephew.
Also, have we ever seen these two play before? I really would love to know if these guys have ever played before, because I don't think they have.
I can look it up for you while you commentate this match.
All right, let's get into it.
I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna do both. Here we go. Colleen is the choice as always.
Young
from the side of
Zeko
Nephew.
instantly. And we know Nephew likes to move around on the ground, so that sounds like a good idea to me. Walks right up into that range to eat these standing fierces, and then goes for the tick throw.
And that's going to be the Nephew specialty, right? Just kind of employing all of these options, keeping it ambiguous. You have no idea what he's going to do next. Fierce to kind of check the ranges when it whisks back roundhouse now.
We'll just checking the legs. Crouching medium kick. Oh, wow.
Oh, get him out of there.
Okay, Parabellum. Cancel. Knockdown.
Neutral jump. Yeah, and again, another tick throw. Nephew has done so much work off of the throws alone this round.
Needs to be careful. We can't eat too many more of these crouching medium kicks or the lows, because you know an activation is coming and it's going to go instant side switch, enough meter to get the follow-up as well. And we've seen multiple games. We just saw it earlier today versus Justin. The rebuttals are too good. Eating a lot of lows right now. Activation.
This is going to be so dangerous, right? Being able to close the gap so well and getting the tick throw and the threat of the low is there, but still, Nephew taking care of that V shift. And I don't even know what that was going to really counter, honestly. Like, maybe like a meaty, like dash up into the meaty, right? So but Nephew sniped it out either way.
Everybody knows, oh wow. Everybody knows that Nephew likes to go for these really strong tick throw setups while trigger is active. Backdashing that second was actually pretty smart. The next level move was to do that for Nephew, but this round,
that was hella plus on that grand
answer.
Did you see that? He had so much time to walk back, take a look at your outfit, and be like,
it's not even that cold outside.
Nope.
Knock her into this electric turbine.
That's true. I will say also, I think this is the first time they've encountered each other. Now that I look at it.
Find me better Street Fighter, I dare you. That's all I was waiting on. Air throw. I'm just saying. I know people was wondering where that was going. That's right where it was going. Forward throw again. Nephew in control, coming off of that perfect.
Oh, try to get a counter hit conversion, but the standing shot is a little bit too far out because of that push, right? And here comes Colleen now. Speaking of pushes, into the corner with the damage, fighting his way out, starting with the light, but man, Nephew's not giving it to him. A lot of plus frames.
And you said counter hit conversion, right? That was a counter hit conversion for Nephew to get to that corner, and a whip punish. Call it conversion if you want to. That should be the first game, and it's going to be Nephew.
Just walking forward, bit a bit is not working.
He doesn't have that. I honestly don't think he knows what he's doing. He's just walking around.
Coaching there from Punk.
From both sides, really. You saw VEGAPATCH, or you heard VEGAPATCH say, you know, if he's whipping some of these normals, you have access to slide as Young Zek.
Oh my god, the whip punish. Gets the knockdown with the heavy punch Parabellum. And Punk is right. Infectious definitely likes to get to this point where he can annoy you using Graham, and a lot of these low pokes that definitely added up. Didn't get the round, but it definitely got to the point where you saw he had a pretty clear plan of what Infectious wanted to do.
Saw the start of the ground get stuffed out by the V-Skill. Out of there, you thought you could boosh and flip me?
And you were talking about that last time, that chase. He chased with jab and actually got a counter hit confirmed. So he did the tick throw setup, and then the second time he did dash jab and actually got the hit. Full conversion to the corner. Parabellum Oki again.
That was 2 counter hits in a row, Steve. Infectious tried to press the button both times on wake up and in between. Caught him unfortunately, both times looking for an activation. You know it from Infectious, but I don't know.
I've never seen anybody make Infectious play this pace.
Yeah, even Punk called it out. Like, he likes to do this when it comes to trying to get this V trigger going. So be mindful of that once his bar is flashing.
Bro, if Nephew gets this round, we got one more match on the table. We got one more match on the table. If Nephew can continue this and instantly to the corner right away. My man said, "You left your home. Let me take you back."
I like this already with the full control. And that's so important.
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What do you mean?
Okay, finds the CA. I like the cash out, actually, because that means you're going to have a lot to try to get back in this potential final round. Trigger activation. Oh,
damn!
You like standing there, huh?
He changed it from Street Fighter to a platform game. What just happened? Oh, no!
Bro, right into the EX the powered up Hailstorm on top of that?
Trigger is still
Infectious is in a lot of trouble, and by that I mean he's eliminated from the team battle queue. It's gonna be 2-0 for Nephew, and Nephew has a chance now to bring this back for Panda.
Just do like the non-big cross-ups.
That's a real cross-up, though. Like the one you just did, that's a real cross-up.
Oh, the one from the other day, too?
Yeah, they get hit with
Mr. Crimson.
The other ones are.
Right? There's a lot of experience Nephew has versus the Dawsons of NA. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I've seen things evolve from Nephew's play. Like watching him here on Street Fighter League, I'm telling you right now, the levels this guy is going to.
Since Season 1.
Season 1. My man's been here. Here we go. The fate of Team Panda lies on the shoulders of the young Nephew.
Panda's an old man, though. He's got a lot of patience. Speaking of a lot of patience, Mr. Crimson is going to be forcing him to play that game.
The counter hit reset. And look at him just walking down Mr. Crimson.
No fear. There hasn't been any normals, to be quite honest with you, though. Oh, that could have been a big juggle, but no, just slightly falling out of the wayside.
Teleport to the other side. Nephew tries to backdash, gets out of there, takes a low on the back end, though.
Oh, he waited forever.
Through the fire.
Yo, he knew. He literally
fire.
stood there and was like, I know you want to press this button. I dare you to press this button.
Yo, through the fire. And the flames.
Oh, man. Get the rift going now.
Carry.
Storm. Yeah,
wow,
you are
let me
able to
out.
slide through that. Like, yep. That quick recovery.
All right. Now you get. Oh, why are you playing in the fire? Why are you playing in the fire? That's hot. No.
Don't touch.
Don't touch. Oh.
That was nasty. Even everybody on the other side was just like,
I heard
oh, God.
Those setups not going to be effective. That slide is instant.
What a whiff punish from Mr. Crimson. Now in full control, checking the movement and
moving
all over the screen.
We saw this from the last game as well. That's one of the evolutions of Punk, of Nephew that we've seen. Using the switch up of the pace to not go for tick throw, but to get a jab in there, get the counter hit, get the knockdown. But here's this trigger activation. Mr. Crimson chilling in it.
Tick throw, no longer a threat in the trigger. Did get an opener.
CA's on the table. What a check. Very brave. Still CA is there. You gotta be careful.
I don't know if he's gonna. Oh,
is that gonna hit?
No.
Oh, still got the hit though. Lost a lot of it. Lost all the meter because of this. But still got the round.
I actually am very relieved to see that whole exchange kind of not fall off for Nephew, right? You got that crush counter initially from the stasis. Tried to go for critical, but still managed to find his way back. That was great. Great composure. But speaking of composure, Mr. Crimson wasn't phased at all by that last round. Now on the offensive assault yet again, setting the pace against Nephew. But we've seen the comebacks from Colleen. Here comes that activation. We might see it right now. Back throw.
Oh,
again.
Instant jump, Gale. Forward throw to the corner.
Oh,
the counter on the donkey kick. Oh, the cross up.
This is dangerous. It's gonna. A throw will do it. He knew Mr. Crimson knew the win condition. He went immediately for a trigger activation too. There, he's gonna get it this time. He's gonna have to cook him up. It's tough for Nephew. He cannot get touched by any limbs. Here's the setup. Is it gonna be a teleport? There is!
Oh,
and the drill!
The delayed drip, bro. I'm gonna tell you right now, even if you expect a button there, that would have been tough. I was curious if he was gonna go for a throw. First game goes to Mr. Crimson, and this is pivotal.
Whoo-wee. This is the only team battle we've had so far go down to the wire like this, where it's the final members of both teams. And thank God we get to see it go down the way it does, right? With Mr. Crimson and Nephew playing here exclusively at Street Fighter League going into it right now. The Roundhouse is already setting the pace from that far. And you see Nephew trying to snipe it out.
Okay. Nephew changing up the pace a little bit. Look at those real-time backdashes from Mr. Crimson. It's really starting to be a problem for Nephew keeping his pace.
Back-to-back KLs. Oh, that would have been dangerous if it actually connected. If he was within range, he would have had just a little bit more meter to build up afterwards to get even more Yoga Fire. Oh, no.
Big damage.
Oh my God. If there was something else after that, that would have been sick.
See, these situations are really good for Dawson because he has so many opportunities to, you know, hit you from long distance, hit you with the sneaky lows, hit you with the snipe. Nephew's going to have to run this all the way back with 2 EX bars and no trigger, sitting in the fire. With the pixel of life, we saw the situation before. Oh my God.
Excellent block.
Defense on point. Oh, could have made something right there. Had a lot of meter.
The snipe is imminent too from further out. But if Colleen gets a little bit closer, she's even more in danger. What a whiff punish with the icicle. Closing the gap now. This is tough. This is tough. Watch your legs.
Oh, throw tech.
Watch your legs.
My man went through his own legs to tap you. But here we go. Final round, potentially, if Nephew can't do something, this team battle is going to go the way of Vodafone Giants. Vodafone Giants, you got to... Tripping over my words right now, looking at this man. I can't even blink, bro.
I don't blame you, Steve. We're all infectious right now. We're just staring at the screen. Big confirm now. What's gonna happen now? Neutral jump, taking the position. He's still checked with the low. Immaculate decision making here from Mr. Crimson. Man, that's meaty. And look at the onslaught again. Oh my God.
Wow.
You actually went for the throw, still within range. Excellent choice for the back throw, by the way. Not even just a regular one. That extra range.
Counter hit.
Boy.
This is big. This is needed. Trigger on the table. Watch for the wake-up slide.
And you knew. Colleen already moving back. Nephew had the right
Had
read.
the hit. Could have closed out the round. Now in the fire. Vanity step to get through. Lots of hits. Just barely in there. Slides out again.
Nice.
And that's gonna be it. Nephew putting it all on the line for that corner scramble and embracing the team. Mr. Crimson closing it out versus Nephew. That's, oh man. What was that count? Was that 2-1?
That was a hotly contested game, that's for sure. A hotly contested game for the positioning, for the offense. Mr. Crimson really pulling it out from the wayside. The way that he performed with that offense, right? You're thinking about Dawson being a really passive kind of character, but that was passive aggressive, to be honest with you.
Bruh.
There was just those key moments where he knew how to pick apart Nephew's offense, and so quickly, right? Not having that much experience against each other, not even just the characters, but just each other. Knowing the tendencies of what Nephew wanted to do and trigger, and having the counter to that,
Did you
ridiculous.
see, like every time, like Nephew's tick throws have been a thing of history now at this point. It's like activate, and I feel like a lot of players kind of mold their Colleen play around what Nephew does. The fact that we saw almost immediately the first tick throw, we saw the chase with the jab and then the confirm, let you know that Nephew is completely aware that these guys are paying attention to it, right? To go to that next step instantly and not even give him a chance to take the throw is beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Did not work out in the long haul, but beautiful. But if we're talking about adjustments, let's talk about Mr. Crimson.
Please, let's talk
This
about
guy.
that. He knew exactly when Nephew wanted to throw out either a limb or a throw. Granted, we popped off at one of the instances where Nephew was like, yeah, I want you to throw, and he did it. That was one instance out of like the many times Crimson has actually made the proper counter and the proper read. He's checked with movement. He's checked with low medium kicks. He's checked with instant air gales. Take a look at the archives. We're not making this up. There's been so many subtle adjustments from Mr. Crimson that broke down Nephew's game plan to a T.
You don't get better Street Fighter than that, bro. You don't get better Street Fighter than that.
We do like the, we do love to see it though. Being able to see these exclusive matches come to fruition, the all-star matches really, the dream matches that you guys have all been anticipating in various walks of life in terms of the fighting game community for Street Fighter V, right? And all that is possible here at Street Fighter League. But again, Street Fighter League wouldn't be possible without the help with those Astro headsets, right? The A40s have been supplied to all the players during the battles for all the comms for all the trash talking, but for the most part, that ASMR button pressing, you know what I'm saying? But no, all honesty, the A40s have been such a big supplement to the FGC for about 10 years now, and it has such good quality comms on it. You'd be able to hear pretty much the gameplay flawlessly, especially with the Minx app as well.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I've been using these Astros for quite some time, and I feel like my streaming's even better for it. Everything's better for it, man. So shout outs to Astro for helping us out here and supporting Street Fighter League Season 4.
Again, using that Twitch panel down below to make that purchase and try it out for yourself. Again, the A40 headsets by Astro. We couldn't do it without you guys here for this season of Street Fighter League.
And with that being said, we have an interview with the winner, Mr. Crimson, on the stage, Rob TV.
For all of the non-believers, for everyone who said, oh, it's just because it's online, for everyone who said, oh, well, yeah, that was Red Bull Kumite, but anyone can get hot right now, can get hot just simply one time. My guy, Mr. Crimson, putting the entire league and the world on notice. Crimson, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling really good, I have to say it.
Bro, I'll tell you what, Dawson, his defense is a big weak point for him, right? He walks extremely slow. You don't have wake-up DP. Even his jump is floaty, so you got to do air gale. Your defense was out of this world. And from a player perspective, what I noticed that was extremely interesting was the fact that even going up against Punk, you would tech mid-screen a lot sometimes. Like, it was not uncommon. Your read on defense seemed extremely consistent. A lot of people say, oh, just take the throw. You don't seem to subscribe to that theory.
Yeah, no, I don't really like this theory. We take a lot of throw because, of course, the risk reward is not good, but the psychological damage that will get your opponent when you do it is huge and underestimated, I think. So yeah, sometimes I take the throw, and defensively, like I play Colin, I played Karin, so I understand. I think those characters are a bit, yeah.
So I want you to tell me a little bit about, as far as your whole team, you guys clearly have very unique strategies, because I'm going to be honest, everyone behind the scenes, all of us, and I'm sure everyone watching from home, has had the theory of like, why the Cammy ban? Like, I feel like you pretty much banned Gokin or something like that, bro. Like, you banned nobody on the other team. What was the theory behind going with the Cammy? It seemed like a flex.
A little bit.
Oh, yeah, that's
not true. We didn't thought that they would ban Fong.
Yeah.
And Cammy is annoying for Fong.
Yeah.
So we just say, okay, let's be comfortable with Iskarin of Speak of Punk. He's comfortable, Fong, Colin. I'm comfortable with my character too. We don't really need to ban a main.
Yeah.
So let's just ban the character who can be annoying for us, and even if they play their main, it's okay.
Clearly you got strategy worked out perfectly. Now, something I want to make sure I address, okay? Of course, sometimes we joke around, free you, so on and so forth, right? But the best players in, my country, in America, are, of course, Adam and Punk. And you beat Adam at, actually both of these players at Red Bull Kumite, and then came here and have beaten both these players again. I especially want to focus on the Punk one. I know you put it in interesting words before. You said, oh, I'm curious to see what happened with me and Punk. He's teabagging you. He's going in on you. You guys have your history. What were you thinking with that match right there? Do you feel like you sent a message with this victory?
Yes, he showed me a few interesting stuff, like crunching heavy punch on float. He got this multiple times. Also EX Tenko, but EX Tenko can be bait by early jump heavy punch. But about the Yu thing, yeah, Yu is here to do some damage. I'm here to do some damage and just enjoy the show.
Yo, and what a show it has been up to this point. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, they were just getting started. Even with that being the case, as you can see, Mr. Crimson and Vodafone Giants are looking amazing. Going to be tough to stop. 2-0 up to this point, convincingly, I might add. But next up, we do have Team UYU going up against Team NORDAVIND, and you do not want to miss it.
Already going into the next battle, we have ourselves quite the showdown. It's going to be NORDAVIND versus UYU up next, and you've already seen the storyline thus far, right? NORDAVIND already showing their worth, being the brand new team in Street Fighter League Season 4. UYU still trying to find that W on the board, but again, they have that new reformed team with NL, of course, Kami and Oil King by the wayside, helping NL get acclimated with this whole format of Street Fighter League. As it stands so far, there's been a lot of problems, at least from what we've seen, in terms of finding that right team order for Team UYU.
Yeah, the team organic, like we've already seen this team before. We've seen Oil King, we've seen Kami, we've seen him in their respective instances. We know NL is a killer, but how does he fit into this team? How does he fit into that team order? How is that dynamic going to work? We've seen NL make some great plays with the characters available. However, you know he's going to be the target for quite some time. They're never going to want to fully deal with him. But then on the same side, it seems like we're getting the trend of Armika being the ban when going up against NORDAVIND. So now I feel like it really puts Phenom in a place where he can literally play one of 3 characters. VEGGEY as well is the person who, to my knowledge, only plays Birdie, but obviously is going to have some kind of backup. But then Luffy is the person who's left playing. But on the same note, that can be a valuable team strategy as well going forward. Having somebody being like, look, you know they're going to nerf you, but next half of the season, they're not going to be able to nerf
then
you. Know?
I feel like then you're going to start picking on the person who has not shown his secondary, who might be VEGGEY, but then that leaves a lot for Phenom, a lot of liberties for him to pick whatever character he wants to. He's very proficient with Necalli, very proficient with Karin. Already seen the kind of damage he's done with both already up until this point in the exhibition as well in regulation play. So it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen with this team dynamic for at least NORDAVIND as well. So Phenom, again, being, I feel like, one of the key components for this team.
Oh, most definitely. Look, Luffy is an Evo champ, so obviously people are going to be like, yo, that's a major threat. But if you look at Phenom has a Necalli that might have been the Necalli for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But it seems like NORDAVIND has a very tight-knit group, right? Even though UIU is a family-made team and they've been in the FGC for quite some time, I feel like they're trying to struggle. They're still struggling to find their footing when it comes to this team dynamic, when NORDAVIND is like, yo, we're in full swing of things. So this is going to be a very tough match.
And it's kind of funny you say, we talk about the team chemistry and the team synergy. We have one of the teams with Team NORDAVIND who's pretty much brand new to Season 4, but they've already find themselves in a very comfortable, or at least a solid position in terms of the standings as well. In fact, we do have Phenom standing by with Rob TV to kind of talk to us a little bit more about Team NORDAVIND.
The mane of a lion and the heart of a cute puppy. My God, the one and only Phenom. What's going on with you, bro? Would you agree with that analysis, that description of you?
I mean, kind of, a little bit.
Like low-key?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
You know, so I think that a lot of people don't know, and one of the things that I want to know more about, because I've heard about just in general that you used to fight, but I don't know like all the details in depth. How did this actually before we get to the transition part, what is your history of fighting? Is it MMA, boxing? What is that?
I did mostly like kickboxing and Muay Thai.
Yeah.
But I never competed in MMA. MMA is just something I trained like on the side, kind of like. And it's also a bit weird to say you train MMA because really you just train everything when you do MMA. It's just pretty much boxing, grappling, all that stuff. So I did that mostly on the side. But whenever I say that, people always they remember the MMA part. Yeah. But I always really say I'm mostly like I did Muay Thai a lot.
So you probably could beat most of the entire Street Fighter 5 cast in a. Street Fighter League cast. Street Fighter League cast in the fight, huh?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, a fight is very unpredictable.
Yeah.
So
you saying that because you know I'm here. You know.
I mean, I never. You can never be too sure in a fight, but I mean, if you end up in the situation, you just gotta know how to defend yourself.
Yeah, well, you know. I'm from the hood, so I don't know if you'll be able to get none enough on me, Mike. I ain't gonna lie to you. But in all seriousness, I do wonder, how do you go from something like actually fighting to getting into Street Fighter? Like, going into fighting games. Yeah. What was that transition like? Were you already playing fighters, or how did you get into all of this?
I've always liked the fighting games as a kid, so I was already playing Street Fighter since like 2009. Yeah. And I started like training in martial arts since like in 2010. But I did the kickboxing. I did the Muay Thai training from 2010 to 2015. Yeah. So after 2015, I just have mostly been focusing on playing, and I've always just been like attracted to like the 1v1 aspect. Yeah. So whether it's video games or sport, I've never been a fan of team sports or team games. It's always for me. I've always liked to do 1v1 things, and that is why I like to do it.
So a player of your skill level, I don't think that's ever happened, like a player from your skill level coming from Norway. Yeah. Right? Like, that's not a scene that we hear about a whole lot, generally speaking. So Is there like a big FGC in Norway, or was there when you got into all of this?
Back when I started playing, like competing in tournaments, was first in Norway in like 2010. And back then, in the SF4 era, in the beginning of the SF4 era, there was a lot of players in Norway actually. As time went on, it got smaller and smaller for, you know, whatever reason. It's pretty much only me and VEGGEY who kind of made it, how to say,
into the mainstream.
Yeah, into the kind of
like
we kind of became professionals.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people that we grew up playing with, they've stopped playing.
Yeah.
You know, but now there is a kind of a small like a resurgence.
Yeah.
In the Norwegian FGC for Street Fighter, I mean.
Okay, and you know, character-wise, bro.
Yeah.
Like, of course, you playing my girl Karen. I've seen you play Guile. I play Guile as well. You know, Nikali, of course.
Yes.
Seem like a tear whore, man.
No.
I ain't gonna lie to you, my G. Like, hey, look, it take one to know one. I'll never play a trash character in a fighting game, bro. It make no sense to me.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Nikali right now is bad.
Because you command grab Daigo 5 times.
It might.
Because you command grab Daigo 5 times, bro. You know, do you think a lot of people probably look at your play style and like and think that that's how you play on a regular basis? Like just because of one huge moment that happened?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's understandable. Most of the people who watch the game, they watch it for fun, but they don't really understand the game that much. Like they don't really see what's happening in the neutral or what lies behind decision making. Okay. They'll see these moments like that. Yeah. If you command grab someone a lot, if you DP someone a lot, and then they'll form their opinion about you around the small things they understand, but they don't really understand 90% of what's going on. So how can I blame them for thinking that?
They're just entertained.
They just want to be entertained, you know. I feel bad for them, but it's okay.
Yeah. Well, that's understandable. Okay, so the last thing I want to ask is, next up, of course, you guys are going to be going up against Team UYU.
Yeah.
Now, of course, right now the momentum isn't rolling in their favor so far. You guys are coming off of a strong win, and they're currently 0-2. But I think, like I said, I think that's an amazing team that it will be turning it around, whatever team they may turn around on. But how are you feeling as far as like, how do you feel like you guys stack up against them? And do you think that they are at like a mental disadvantage right now? Or do you think they're completely there?
I actually don't think they're at a mental disadvantage. Okay. I think they're coming now with kind of nothing to lose.
Yeah.
It's like, it can't get any worse for them.
Yeah.
Like this is kind of really bad already. So I think they're just, I think they have like a fire under them.
Yes.
And I think they just want to really get a win.
Yeah.
So I actually,
if anything, they're probably more motivated than the other team.
This is gonna be, I think we have to work for this win today.
You got any tournament history with any of them?
I played, it's a long time ago though.
Yeah.
So like NL, I played them in 2019, was EGX, when we made Akuma.
Yeah.
And that was, I won that, but it's obviously not easy.
Yeah.
So it's like him, Oil King, even Kami's set is also pretty, like he knows, he has some V-Trigger too.
Nonsense, he's really good with it.
Yeah, so like I think they're all dangerous, so we have to be ready.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, it seems like from the vibe, if you seem extremely confident, you seem calm and everything. Brother, I'm wishing you the best of luck in your next match. It is going to be Team NORDAVIND going up against UYU.
I expected to talk about team synergy, but you know, it feels like Phenom is the one-man band. He's just like, he's got all these characters. He's got
the harmonica. He's like, he's doing it all. Hey, take his harmonica. It's cool. I still got the drum. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, but yeah. So that interview really much highlights what we were talking about earlier, right? What is the band choice going to be going towards Team NORDAVIND? Is it actually going to stop anybody on that team from pretty much rocking out the way they want to? Again, Phenom is going to be one of those key components, and as you heard from Rob TV and Phenom himself, it's like, he has all the options in the world to potentially carry or just take down the rest of the team, in terms of the opposition, I should say.
Sidebar, how is Rob TV going to call Phenom a tier whore? He plays 2 of the 3 characters that my man plays. So you need to look at yourself in the mirror, okay? You need to look at yourself in the mirror, Rob TV. You need to have some counseling. We might need to have a little sidebar, but that's going to be after this. I'm just saying, man, you can't call him a tier whore. But on the other side of things, speaking of people who have characters with tools, Oil King. Oil King is a very strong player. Rashid, one of those characters that if you see, you know, all right, this guy definitely knows what's up. They've been playing him for quite some time. And it's Oil King. He's one of the Rashids of the world. But we haven't seen the Rashid. I'm still curious of why. I'm really curious of why we have not seen the Rashid and Oil King, but I think we can get a word from it because we have an interview with UIU's Oil King. We're going to take it to the stage with Rob TV.
The one, the only, shorts but long money, my guy, Levy Lin, aka Oil King. What's going on, bro?
I'm fine, thank you, Rob. Nice to see you again.
Oh, it's nice to see you too, bro. You know, I feel like you got to be the sexiest man in the entire FTC, easily, outside of me.
I think one of it,
Yeah.
One of it.
You agree? Okay, so you know, right now, Oil King, it pains me a little bit because I wonder what's going through your mind with you guys being 0-2 for the time being. I know we're starting out heavy. I know we're starting out kind of heavy because I hope that you're not in your head too much about it.
Of course, 0-2 is set, right? But I think just like you said, I think this season is a whole new season.
Yes.
The season just started. We need to let it pass.
Yep.
We need to look forward to the future. Try next game we will try better and better.
Yeah.
Try to do our best. I think we will be fine. I think even not only me, I think Kami and I, we are confident. We are comfortable.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, your energy seems really good, and I feel like it should be. I personally, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this sort of thing, but I 100% think that you guys are gonna catch fire and put in work throughout the season. Yeah, you know, that's just keeping it a buck with your Oil King, keeping it a buck. So right now, when it comes to NL being banned, the Candy being banned, right?
I think 100%.
Everyone's gonna ban.
First round, I think everything will ban his Kami. No one like his Kami.
I feel like he has like more than one main though. I feel like Akuma is like a main too. Like, it feels like it's hard to ban, but maybe the Akuma nerfs. There are Akuma nerfs.
I think NL, no matter his Akuma or even Ryu, it's both strong, but of course his Kami more stronger.
Yeah.
You know, the vision this season is Kami way better than Ryu and Akuma.
Okay, so speaking of characters overall, we know you the most for your Rashid.
Yes.
But lately, of course, you've had the Seth as well.
Yes.
You know, the V-Trigger 2 and all of that, the cheapness.
It's not cheap. It's
V-Trigger 2 is not cheap. I can't V-reversal some of them.
You need to practice of it.
Yeah, maybe. Will you show me the tech while we're here?
What do you mean? The tech?
Yeah, like show me how to defend against it while we're at Street Fighter League.
It's hard.
That means it's cheap.
Okay.
So, but we know you more for the Rashid. But even when you're not being banned, sometimes you're choosing to go with the Seth.
Okay.
Are you not feeling Rashid right now or what?
No. That's because sometimes it can depend on the matchup, you know?
Okay.
Because of course Rashid is my man and
Seth
Seth is my secondary, right?
Yeah.
But after last season, I try to let my both character same practice. I want both characters same strong. You understand what I mean? I
understand.
I want no matter when I need to use no matter Rashid or no matter Seth. I both can do well. That's what I want. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, that's understandable. Like you basically have no secondary. You can't be banned at that.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Okay, so as you know, speaking to your training process in general, how was the prep for Street Fighter League for you? Like when it came to your practice for this tournament, did you actually go and study? Like, do you like to go and study your opponents as far as like their player tendencies, or do you just have character strategies? Because I was talking to Problem X in the hotel, and he said that he feels like there's some people who overly break down people's tendencies from watching their replays, like overly try to figure out what does this guy do? Does he tech a lot? Instead of just practicing the character matchup, and then when they go play them, they might do something completely different and you're gonna lose because you're not gonna adapt, right? I don't know exactly where I stand on that, but what do you think about that? Like, how is your preparation when it comes to tournaments?
Usually, okay, for this tournament is every because we have 16. My opponent is fighting, right?
Yeah.
So 15 people. So I will just for the character strategy.
Yeah.
But if for the single tournament, if now I already top 8, of course I will do the same thing for the top 8 player.
Yeah.
But for this tournament, because we have a ban rule and I have 5 opponent team, so I think it's hard to do that.
Yeah.
Right. So I more focus about the character strategy.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes a perfect sense to me. I mean, yeah, I guess if you're like in the top 8, you can more so lock in. You know exactly who you're gonna fight.
Another same player.
Yeah. Okay, and for your next match, as far as your current focus, you guys are gonna be going up against Team NORDAVIND.
Yeah. Strong team, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. You know, of course they have VEGGEY and even the players who will be looked at as even stronger or more accomplished, LUFFY and PHENOM. What do you think about that matchup? Like how you guys match up with them? Do you have how's your tournament history with those players, or anything of that nature?
I don't have any idea about them, but me and Kami, we just discussed to focus our first opponent, no matter I will meet Maggie or LUFFY or PHENOM.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the team is really strong. Even LUFFY, he got banned. When he got banned, he played
Colleen.
Yeah. It looks good.
Yeah, it's nice.
When they against BANDITS,
yeah,
his Korean looks great.
Yeah.
So I think now the team is good, but of course UIU is strong too. So we just will try our best.
Well, Oil King, clearly you have that in spades, one of the most enigmatic players in the entire FGC, and of course a homie of mine. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Ladies and gentlemen, my guy, Oil King.
Very, very strong point for Oil King there, right? To say they're not trying to carry, the instances from last season into this new season. Like I said, it is the new and improved UIU that we have for you guys. And Oil King now, an alumni at this team, man. He's second year in on this team at this point, and still an established player. Kami as well. I feel like if anything, this team can definitely get the wheels up under them, get this traction going, and definitely have a better season than they did. Right. I feel like they're already in the strengths to do so. But it's all up to them to do it right now, I feel.
Yeah, you're seeing that kind of synergy already established between those two UIU members with Oil King and Kami, right? Both being able to play Seth at an effective level and also being able to bounce off ideas towards each other's 4 matchups. Now all they got to do is just integrate that top player NL. Coming in from the trade, he's like, all right, well, trade season's up. We actually got this this King of Kami. We'll see how we can make this work out. And so far, we'll see what happens, right? NL, I want to know where he's going to be at in team formation. As it stands right now, it's going to be VEGGEY versus Kami instead. Birdie versus Seth is what you could expect.
See how
it goes out.
As Kami always talks about people being tryhards and just cruising. But my man's He's got like 3 characters now, bro. He's playing the Seth, he's got an Akuma, he's got an Akira. You sound like you're trying, bro.
I feel like you could have gone through the follow-up V skill. I don't know, I got to check that out myself. But either way, that's great for Kami now. It does get the full corner control now. To go back to back. No interruption there from VEGGEY.
Go straight to trigger 2. Oh! Yo, Kami! Oh! Okay, EX.
I love
forward
that.
throw. One more should be able to do a trigger on the table. Headbutt activation, that's gonna take off a chunk. Damn, you can't eat too many more of those. You can't eat no more of those now.
Intermittent fasting, it's already nighttime.
Yeah, bro, you're right. Well after 11 p.m. You can't be doing that.
Oh!
Gotta be careful. You do not want to eat any one of these hits. Anything literally will do it for.
Just don't eat, Steve.
Okay, there you go.
Just don't eat.
Don't eat is after 11.
Nice check from Kami though. That's a great time to actually get that dash in because you're already establishing you're playing the life lead game. They're probably not going to go in. But VEGGEY gets wrong on that one. That's great actually. Taking your turn after the blocked V skill, and what a way to do so. Another big counter hit from the side of VEGGEY. EX Mad Cradle, get off of me. Trying to clear space out of the corner now, but Kami. There's a threat of that bullhorn, right? And the threat of the Mad Cradle again.
But the life is definitely not even. Oh, throw this time and keep the corner with great awareness. Stand like it, go straight to the EX, doing a little littering for Shadowloo base forward. Oh, back throw this time. Oh, wow, that crouch jab.
Oh man. So a lot of these times, these suctions have been coming out from Kami, right? If it's blocked, it gives VEGGEY a chance to fight back because of how negative it is, right? You're losing the turn. Damn, that was far. Wait a minute.
That's it. Now block forward throw, eats the EX, still has trick. Bro, got big.
She is brawling. Oh!
Right, that noise. See the flip hanging out.
So I'm thinking to myself, right? Birdie's gonna have a better time on close.
Oh, of course.
Trying, to, like after that V-Skill one has come out, right? It's a big threat. You could have maybe like a command grab come out, something off the shorts, which we saw. It's a counter hit from VEGGEY. But when it hits, it's a pretty good deal from Kami. Oh, boy.
Oh, wow. Wake up, EX.
You have to. Yeah, you have to challenge that V-Skill usage.
To confirm. Okay. Hekaton Craze gets the knockdown, forward throw, a stun, can do it here. Goes for the cross-up in the corner. And the stun. This should be the round. EX Cruel Disaster to close it out.
Okay.
First game
Kami, I want you
going to Kami
now, okay?
over VEGGEY.
We actually had that conversation with the players not too long ago. How cool the names are of Seth's special moves.
Yes.
Cool Disaster.
That was a real
Sword.
question.
That was actually legit too. Hekaton Craze.
Annihilation Sword?
Annihilation Sword for the axe kick. It's so cool. So we're going to take a little bit of time here from VEGGEY trying to change it up here. Going back into the character selection screen again. Birdie is going to be his choice primarily. It's now a matter of what's going to happen with the trigger, right? It is going to be Birdie time. Being able to contest from further out as well and not leave yourself too vulnerable. Problem is, if Kami snipes it out outside of a, I guess like a string, could jump in and get a full-on punish.
Oh, you still have to remember, though, like he can hold the bubble gun, he can walk forward.
No, I'm talking about trigger too.
Oh, you're talking about trigger, excuse me. Yeah, actually, that's even better though, because he's been using a lot of those headbutts and blocks. Go straight into trigger 2. That actually starts Birdie's game plan in trigger 2. Oh, wow. Bullhead. I like that, sounded sick.
Ooh. Another counter hit from the light from Kami. And I like VEGGEY now going forward to establish that dominance with the normals instead of opting to go for V-Skill, because we've seen that punish a good amount of times so far from Kami.
Nice. EX Cruel Disaster here, gonna get the carry, go straight into trigger 2.
Watch out.
Yo, these setups.
Didn't have access to that in Season 3, that's for sure.
That laugh. That was a bad mimic of the laugh.
Standing heavy punch is gonna be the.
I was kind of talking when I was mimicking. It's not the same. You can't hold that against me, bitch.
I'm not. I'm holding it for you. Don't worry.
Wow. Wow.
The confidence of this man.
Yo, Kami. Once again, man, Kami.
Over 2 fouls, good punish. He's minus 11 after all.
Look at this for a block right there. Okay. Try to hit a button that can. That's what littering does, bro. That's what littering does. Trips up regular life, man. That's what happens.
It really does. Yeah, you think it wouldn't, but that's facts. Oh, that mad cradle was so awkward, but even worse was the jump medium punch, trying to catch that awkward hurt box on the way up. Ugh. Nice and easy, right? No risk taken from VEGGEY. Good control, pure control, I should say, and great discipline to not overextend. That's something like veterans or like players that are striving to be like advanced level players need to understand is when to let it rip and when to just kind of poke away and be a pester. Don't even try to stun.
You don't want to overextend, man. Sometimes you just want to make sure that you keep that lead confident. Oh, that could have been worse.
That absolutely could have been. There was a connection there. It was 2 hits, but here comes that V-Skill install.
Okay. Follow up.
Go ahead. Yeah, for the corner carry. I like that. Very good decision making there from Kami. I'm still opting to use that V-Skill and backing away just in case. The bullhorn is there as the anti-air option. Again, another light connecting into the counter hit. Oh, yeah, that was a bait. Oh, you thought you could get the trade combo? No, sir. Not today. This time slightly. Now it's all Kami's favor. Trigger is on deck for both players, though. There's the first one.
No V reversal from VEGGEY. No V reversal from VEGGEY.
You can't.
It is now.
You're not allowed to anymore. It explodes
now.
That's
true. That's true.
Yeah, that buff is significant enough for the threat of V Trigger 2 to be more viable, more so like now than ever, honestly. And Kami again on the board, actually on the board right now. I like that.
Over VEGGEY. No, you're right. I only say that because a lot of times you force them to do the combo, right? Force them to call them out. In my instance, I can tell you right now, I would have viewed it. I'm like, look, I'm probably going to die from this anyway. I need to know if you can do these combos. But I understand it, though. You want to hold your ground. Don't give them something for free. You got to hold tight. You got to make sure the defense is solid. But UYU Kami getting the first W on the side versus VEGGEY. NORDAVIND is on the ropes. LUFFY is coming up, but he's going to be in a little trouble. He's going to be fighting a potentially full-powered Oil King, right? So we're going to once again have him not on Armika.
Oh, that's right. Luffy does have a plethora of characters under his belt. Either way, without the Armika, he's fully prepared with what comes with the territory when it comes to joining Street Fighter League. Oil King still trying to figure out who he wants to play, Rashid or Seth. It's been kind of like an internal struggle of like trying to figure out what character he wants to use.
UIU getting this win in this team battle is very, very strong. One of the reasons he is the target of this ban is because they don't want to fight a full-powered NL, and that's the story of Street Fighter League, right? But here we go. Rashid on the screen. I was wondering when we were going to see it, and Luffy going to go back to this Colleen.
I like it. I like it a lot, actually. We've seen the kind of patient play that Luffy likes to employ with this character, Colleen. We'll play it out to the T in terms of time. But man, that's so frustrating to see. There's also moments where Luffy can turn on the offense if need be after he's already kind of frustrated you in those matches. That's not even the kind of playstyle that we're seeing for the first time. He's done that in previous iterations of Street Fighter.
Here we go.
And you see it, look at the respect already, kind of showing out a little bit further out, and then in that space to kind of see, all right, what normals are you guys? How are you going to initiate offense, and how am I going to punish it?
Gets a throw early to try to set the momentum. Spinning mixer to get in. Look, and I feel like just watching even Oil King play right here with Rashid, it just looks so much more comfortable.
It's a natural order of things, really. Starting off with Rashid, you gotta go all out with Rashid, in my opinion.
Playing a really slow-paced game right here. Once again, I feel like this really much helps Rashid, right? As long as he's not in a bad spot, this pace can turn up at any point in time.
That was sick. You actually got the cross up towards the end. I like that. Got hit with the last bit of the whirlwind shot.
That crouching heavy punch. I love this pace. I love this pace. Rashid has that ability to go from 0 to 60 pretty fast. And with D-Trigger 1 against Colleen, this is really good. Gonna be able to control that space once it's active, once it's an option. Stand like it, just this poke game.
Do you realize what time it is on the clock right now?
Right,
It's about 25 seconds, and that's going to see, now you're going to see Luffy kind of go in. And speaking of kicking into high gear, that trigger 2 is going to be able to close the gap so frequently and so fast. Look at that low being checked already. Oil King willing to take the throw, but this is tough. He can't take another one. And that's the perfect time to use that EX spinning mixer. 9 seconds on the clock. Do not get got. There's the activation. This is going to be more than enough. Spinning the bar.
What a drop. Oh my God, that was dangerous.
That was cool, but no damage taken. Yeah. Didn't even matter. The critical art was already there for the side of Luffy. That is excellent, excellent play from Oil King. This is so sick to see.
This is really, really cool to see.
This is the kind of pace I feel like Oil King is surprisingly good at, honestly.
That's what makes this character, and I feel like in the hands of Oil King, so good. We know he has the capacity to hit you with that EX wake-up spinning mixer. But on the same note, literally can turn on the gas at any point in time. As a way in with the mixers, you still have to worry about dive kicks. Even if you push him to the corner, he has wall jump. But if you keep all that contained and use it exactly when you're supposed to, it's going to be so much harder to fight a confident Rashid, especially one of the best Rashids on the planet. You know what I'm saying?
Who has trained him to be this patient? Like who's played this lane game with him over where he's at?
I have no idea.
Shift out, making sure he does not get with any threats of anything new. Oh yeah, you're gonna punish that. Oh no! Left it for later.
Leftovers? Oh, dive kick. Like I said, it's so many tools. That counter is there, but staggered offense, staggered pressure is really going to give Rashid a lot of mileage here. But the life lead is definitely in favor of Luffy. Luffy, no stranger to playing the lane game. A Street Fighter 4 roles player, a champion, Evo champion Street Fighter 4 roles player.
What a block on the overhead. Good snipe out there from Luffy. It's going to be more than enough. You know it. Actually, the last hit. So, just enough, I should say.
Man, definitely didn't have enough to actually close out there. No EX on the side of Colleen, but you see Rashid sitting pretty with virtually full CA. Ooh, look at this. This is the pace. This is the pace that I like to see.
Yeah, you see a little bit more activity coming from the side of Luffy to kind of tempt Oil King to come in. You see that in the back roundhouse, though. That is the green light for him to come in after the recovery and catches the forward movement from Luffy. Very surprising. Oh yeah, you thought it was going to be on the other side?
What a check right there. I'm sure Oil King was going for it.
Ooh, stopping the momentum again. The dashes and buttons on wake up. That was EX counter, actually.
Should be able to get CA. This should be it. No, not enough.
Oh no, Kachi reaches. Sweep. No, missed the sweep. Follow up after EX.
And if life gets low enough, Oil King definitely just chip out. I don't know.
No, that's fine. No, that's absolutely
fine. It gets out of the corner.
Trigger is available as well for Oil King. He's taking his sweet time too, making sure every second of it counts. There's the activation. Is Luffy going to stop it? I like that. Just the first couple of hits of the durability on that V-trigger. Oil King looking as calculated as possible. That was beautifully done. That was fully orchestrated Street Fighter V play from Oil King.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I like this Oil King play. I am such a fan of this Oil King play because you really do expect, like, all right, man, I'm fighting Rashid. This dude's about to be everywhere. If you fight a cool Rashid who's gonna be like, you know what, I'm going to let you put yourself in danger, and then I'm just gonna use my tools to take advantage of it. Obviously, that's, you know, playing a character one-on-one, but Rashid is definitely really good.
Yeah. There's something so special about this intricate level of play, just in terms of like trying to figure out how the opponent's going to move, how the opponent's going to react to certain things. And man, forcing errors from someone like Luffy is something that's kind of interesting to see, right? Oil King seems like he's in full control. In fact, he is in full control. Look at this right now, turning it on offense in the corner and not overextending.
Yeah, and just stop. Wow, wake up stand, light kick.
You thought
spinning mixer cowboy, bro. You better stay away from me on wake up. This round looking really good. Back throw, no trigger on the table. Plenty of meter. Uses the wall to get out.
Oh, activation is there also. It's going to be go off of the medium kick. No buttons pressed from Luffy, and it's going to be just one touch away with so much time on the clock. Can Luffy amass this comeback?
It's going to be tough. Has plenty of meter though. Oil King shouldn't get hit. Does not want to get hit here. A good conversion and carry to the corner. You can get this knockdown. 2 bars of EX virtually working.
Oh no! You tried to
from the 3-point line. Hit my man in the face with a tornado. Back 2 points.
I forgot that was post. Yeah, trying to just build meter in front of Rashid.
Neutral jump. Let's try to set it up. Stand like kick, not ready for it.
All right, cool. Now in the corner. This is going to be very important now. With the amount of pressure that Oil King has put on in the corner as Rashid, it's absolutely vital. What a way to bust out past the tornado shot. Nice work and good call out. This is going to be a huge threat now. Spinning mixer on the way over.
Roll 4 throw. Mega Man jump out. Nice chase with the 4 medium punch. My man's 3 for 3 with the EX spinning mixer.
Even NL is just like, come on, man. He is giggling back there. He's like, I can't believe it. How do you stop this man? How do you read this man when it comes to using his meter and EX spinning mixer? Oh, you're actually almost dead.
One more should do it here. And this is looking pretty good for the boys over at UIU.
This is great. This is phenomenal. This is the kind of boost they need. If they can take down Luffy, it's going to be huge, but
they still got Phenom, though.
Will Oil King crack under the pressure? Like, knowing the goal is right in sight. Will he crack under pressure, Steve? Is there going to be another round for... No, it's not! I take it back! What a time to be alive! Oil King using his strategy of the ambiguous EX spinning mixer to take down the round against Luffy.
I think that's a good call versus Luffy. Luffy likes to play a little crazy sometimes. Obviously, this isn't his main character. Obviously, this isn't his main character. And then once again, that's what happens when you can play very, very calm with Rashid. People forget instantly that you have meter and they want to lock you down because they can't keep you in one spot. You got that back jump, you got the EX Eagle Spike to get out of a lot of situations. And once trigger comes on the table, that changes the game.
Yeah.
I love that pace of Oil King, and now they have the lead in this team battle. 2-2-0 victories at this point.
That is phenomenal.
Over NORDAVIND.
That is a phenomenal stat to have right now if you're Team UIU. And again, it was prefaced with that interview. We're not going to look at the past. We're not going to focus on that. That is our ego talking. We're going to focus on the present and ensure our positive energy gets this W. And I like that from UIU. I like that from Oil King and Kami thus far. It is absolutely electric. You can feel it right now. There's going to be a lot of tension going into it for NL, though, because again, hasn't really shown out with his secondary characters yet. Now you're going up against a fully powered up Phenom. You presented the challenge earlier. What are they going to do against someone like Phenom who has a plethora of characters under his belt and is well versed in the world?
It's okay. Focus. Okay. Don't talk to us.
Okay.
All right, well, here we go.
What are behind those eyes, really?
The art of battle.
A lot of pain behind those eyes, amigo.
I don't have any shoes on, bro. Like, what do you think? Like, them calluses all over my feet.
Okay. So, as it stands right now, right, UAU has already considered the team choices. It came to our attention that UAU has intentionally made this order to prepare themselves for Phenom in this anchor seat. And it's come to fruition, right? We talked about it even after last week. We told them, like, yo, you guys really need to start paying attention to these team formats, or at least these team orders, because that's absolutely pivotal. You've seen what's happened in these first 2 weeks, and now it's starting to show up. This is the kind of strategy they want to employ, then you better make it work. Start executing.
Tenko confirmed, forward throw, here we go. So you really feel like this matchup, you said you don't like it, right? But I feel like it gets dicey because the minute she gets meter, throwing fireballs, which is an essential tool of Ryu, becomes significantly harder, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, there are a lot of normal kind of stuff, the startup of fireball from closer ranges like medium kick, or crouch medium kick, standing medium kick, and standing medium punch, right? But it really depends. It really depends on how NL controls the ground.
Oh, stand light, not gonna actually interrupt anything. A lot of times there you're looking for a dash, right? Just in case a dash comes up, but you still have to be very, very careful because you get caught swinging while that trigger's active, it's gonna be bad news. Spin to win.
Yeah, Karen just does it better when it comes to controlling the ground game and having those threatening presence with the medium kicks and the mediums. Just mediums in general, right? We cannot emphasize that enough. She could counter poke pretty well with something like crouching punch, medium punch, medium kick. But standing heavy punch also can stuff out a lot of normals that he wants to throw out to try to get his pokes going.
Yeah, but I feel like that standing heavy kick is really a space control tool that Karen right here, like right there, right? Like you have to be careful. Trying to use Tenko to get in. Oh, the shoulder actually works out.
Yeah,
and there's the heavy kick. Go straight into activation. Tatsu to get out. I like the option. Punish.
Oh, wasn't there in time. And that was a jab punish. Very interesting. I'd imagine, you'd be able to, like, just pretty much automatically. You had time to still... Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's your character, bro.
Just like the backdash, I thought she wasn't going to have enough time. That was wild. So much faster.
Activate. And
the counter hit. Not enough. I don't know about that.
Big damage. Okay.
You're still gonna get that? Oh, I think, on block, I don't think she would have had trigger, but the fact that it was a crush counter allowed her to get that trigger. So that was a little dicey, I feel like.
That game was fast as hell. That was a really quick first game. And they're still in the stove. Goes right back to the Ryu. You have to play this. I feel like this match, if you're Ryu, you got to play this. This is going to be slow. This is going to be a slow-paced match. Damage cash out. Okay, wait a minute. Real close to stun. Goes for a back throw, but NL corners himself. He's going to give the entire back of the screen for Phenom to get out of there.
Man!
Low forward into the EX Tatsu. Wake up EX for Senha there. They're kind of swinging right now.
I like the desperation call. It did halt the momentum from NL. And that's the kind of thing Phenom needed. Now the trigger is on board. No, sir. EX uppercut. Get off of me. NL reclaiming that momentum and looking to seal it right now with the uppercut. That is perfect because he has been throwing out that information, throwing out those fireballs and some of those normals low forward to check the dashes. But NL finding the right time, seeing the sense of urgency, is like, all right, I know he wants to jump in now. Beautifully executed.
Goes back to that low forward range. Trying to stop Phenom from snowballing. And I feel like that's what's really strong about Phenom's play. Ooh, stand light kick buffer to the Tatsu as well.
From both sides, right?
Okay, I like these switch ups right here. Not gonna be able to do anything with that. Trigger activated back throw. Positioning in favor of Phenom right now. Even though he's down around in the second game. Trigger is active, just a little bit more left.
Taking a turn back now, the fireball's still being employed right at the spaces he wants to be at, but that forward, the solar plexus gets stuffed out completely.
Skill to end the combo, gets the knockdown, dash up, a little meter on the side of Karen, sweep jump out of the corner, quick tech though, and crush. Standing and kick.
Now you're looking at it right, still trying to be within that range where EX dash isn't going to be a threat against something like a fireball, but in trigger one, it's so much harder to even catch because it's so much faster. EX was set out again! Oh boy, he's on the mark so many times.
No fireballs. You can't throw a fireball, bro.
You could try. Nope.
No.
You have got to be kidding me. Phenom with that much control towards the end like that?
I'm going to tell you right now what's happening is you can tell that NL is playing hyper reactive. hyper reacting.
It's true.
And Phenom is literally just like, I'm gonna stagger everything. Because if I get close enough, I know you don't want to deal with this pressure.
Yeah. It helps that I know it was kind of in that zone in terms of life where the throw would have actually killed him. It helps a lot, right? You're seeing that factor, and I was like, all right, well, I can't take this touch anymore, so I'm going to try to risk it. Phenom playing it to a team. Taking advantage of a hyper reaction.
Oh, finally gets a jump in, not able to find the hit. Gets a little gray life, a little seasoning on the life bar. Okay, not going to be able to do anything with that sweep activate from Karen. Fireballs are still very dangerous. NL doesn't seem to mind too much, though.
Yeah, that closer range, he's definitely going to fire it off. But there it is, yeah, switching it up to the low-medium kicks now.
Cross up this time,
oh,
Page
that's huge.
Out the EX, and here we go. NL gets one on the board, ties up the set. Last game here, UYU versus NORDAVIND, and look, did we see this coming? We're to the final game here. NL with the Ryu nonetheless.
In the way that it's transpired, I don't know, man. This is looking like a newly improved UYU,
when you don't really when you have the life lead, you don't need to go try to like confront your poke with him. You don't have to play poke with him. You sometimes just wait like the bad fireball. He might do it actually. He might do a bad fireball and just wait for that. Try to bet him like from mid range with some poke, so he might want to fireball. Then you can slow down the pass. You don't really need to want to poke him. Sometimes just adapt your range with the match, so he can be bait somehow.
And I hate to bring it to that, where it's just like, yeah, he guessed wrong. That's why he lost. There's a little subtle nuances in between. So, fact of the matter is, I think Karen is going to be the solid choice against someone like Ryu.
Oh wow, blocks. Goes straight for the crouch medium punch. Full combo conversion. Shoulder, using it to push NL to the corner.
I feel like he would have been, at least with the range, to get something off of that. That block fire not close. Big confirm. EX% not dumping out the damage now to build himself a little bit more gauge afterwards. The fierce, no, nothing by it. Does it matter? You are going to get the stun. Legion, 2 times over. No, I lied. Just a meter. Man, there's so much meter behind that, and the round already. Match point for NORDAVIND's own Phenom.
Round 2. Tier enthusiast Phenom. Okay, low 4 working out using that.
That's what he wanted last round.
Man. Stand right kick once again. Phenom on set front hit. Close this out. Will successfully have to take on Kami as the next player on UIU's queue. Oh, what an anti-air.
Just so well placed when it comes to Phenom checking the movement. And now, man, here comes the switch up off of that sweep. It's so tense. It's absolutely so tense. Because anything happens, not yet. It wasn't going to kill. However, this last sequence, if Phenom gets a hit off of anything, it's pretty much going to deal the death damage equivalent.
Okay. Not going to be able to jump out of the corner. Back throw. Wait a minute. Oh, here it is. Yeah. And you saw NL instantly put his hand on his head like, damn it. Because he knew, but man, such sound play. You can't say anything about what Phenom was doing. Phenom legit was like, I know exactly
when a team is 0-12, they doesn't care.
Got clipped a couple of times for that by that crouching medium kick.
No, they doesn't care.
But it really didn't
they have nothing to lose.
It wasn't a lot of things missed. It wasn't a lot of things missed. It's just that Phenom didn't give him the table to bring up anything to contest. He's like, you know what? I'm not even going to play with it. If you throw a fireball, I'm going to try to teach you not to. Actually use shoulder to push him to the corner. That was one of the main areas where NL was really getting in trouble. He would get pushed to that corner and really just got shimmied a lot, like stand light kick shimmy, heavy punch shimmy, just a lot of tools.
And I like that you mentioned that corner control too. You see Phenom kind of changing it up. He likes to be that oppressive monster, as he should be with Karen, right? You talked about the shimmies, you talked about the mediums and the heavies being a big factor. In that particular round, he walked back so many times to anti-air NL, and that creates an even bigger threat, right? You're anti-airing somebody trying to escape out the corner. That's one intimidating factor. Yep. Then they're landing right in front of you, and you have an odd slot of normals to choose from. That inventory of plus frames is going to be so detrimental to your decision making.
Inventory of plus frames.
You literally pull out the book from the library stand, and just the bookcase just turns around. It's just medium punch, low medium kick, whatever you want, a throw, the whole 9, right?
Well, this is going to get more and more difficult. You can hear Phenom's team behind him, letting them know to be careful.
Kami.
But now you got Kami.
Don't need to nervous because you still have me. Okay. Be patient. Just be patient.
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 this is the most talking we've got from the UIU team, I feel like, this entire season, especially NL. I mean, obviously these guys have been talking to each other off camera, but I feel like part of the team dynamic is showing the other team that you guys are a unit, right? Have that team talk while you guys are up on the stage. But here we go. Kami going up against Phenom. It's going to be Seth versus Karen. Still Oil King waiting on the tail end here.
And this is the kind of matchup I really want to see. This is like the ultimate test for someone like Kami, right? He's not aiming to be the best, but guess what? You're facing off against somebody who has that mentality, who has faced off against the best, and has been one of the players in the top spot for so long.
Gets a little meter on top of it, spins it anyway. Not dead, but Kami is in a bad spot.
And that was such a choice to use that crouching light punch, but still, you talked about how good that stand roundhouse is from Karen. Of course, that's going to be the normal to close it out. Looking pretty tough so far for Kami.
You know, this, I know it's a different character, but still the pressure from this Karen really does remind me of his Nikali. Push to the corner and make you guess and just freak you out. We've seen the throw loops. Bro, I'm serious, bro. It's like, get to the corner and it's like, what are you going to do? Don't get shimmy. Throw loops used to be Phenom's favorite thing in the whole world. He carried a picture around it of throws in his wallet.
It was the notation. He cut it out from a magazine. He's like, oh, this is the notation for command grab. I got it. Every time I see it happen, I just think, oh my God.
Right. That's the kind of player Phenom is. He will really go back to that well every time. Okay.
A little bit, a ton of patience from either side. Okay, now getting the opening. Here's the going to be the play here. A little bit of sick throw there for Kami. Here comes trigger 2. You can't do reversal out of that too far. I lied. I thought it was you double dash into it. You still got the standing fierce. What do I know?
I would not have spent that meter. Because please kill. You got to kill. No. This is a dangerous situation because I feel like if EX would have killed, but instead, I'm just going to take a move or two. You're rich. You got plenty of these. Let me get one.
It's too bad it doesn't carry over to the next round. It's really unfortunate.
Big damage. It's the V skill for the knockdown again. But once again, your favorite spot to be, not really, the corner.
Unless you're playing Karen. You're not going to deal with on anything. You have to hold this mix. Oh, what happened?
Yo, Kami finds the hit, spins the meter.
What happened?
Lots of meter, though. Phenom tried to hit a button and got opened up.
That was actually wild. You saw the whiff throw from the side of Seth. Maybe Phenom was like, oh, dang, I have to try to tech this.
Speaking of tech this, Kami playing solid. Annihilation Sword, Garrett's forward throw, though. Still just sitting on this meter, fully stocked.
Yeah.
Just came from the grocery store meter and just plenty of EXs, full CA if you need it, and hell, throw a V-trigger in there.
Treat it like the first of the month. You're about to pay this rent with all that money stacked up. Here we go, though.
Gonna have a picnic with those resources. Forward throw in the corner. Now look at the pressure. Activate off the sweep. Looking for a shimmy. If Kami can find a hit, which he won't, that's gonna be the first game going to Phenom.
Very impressive.
That was really close there. That was really close.
Nature, sometimes you can do the forward medium punch. If you can confirm it.
It's actually the same. You can see the startup and jump.
Round 1.
He just putting in his 2 cents and literally takes the headphones off. VEGGEY and both Luffy, I need to mention, aren't wearing headsets. They only put them on when they need to talk to Phenom. Has a lot of faith in his ability.
Yeah, that's a huge signifier, right? That's a lot of faith in their teammate and only saying things that they might have missed. And that's huge, right? Already employing that tactic, right? There's a lot of recovery from the side of the V-Skill 1 from Seb. You see it already coming into play. Back throw is going to be more than enough to stun, but here comes the trigger 2 activation. It's going to be a cross-up coming.
Yeah, jumps out this time. Crouch and medium punch. Knows that Kami likes to push a little bit, right? So checks him with the crouch and medium punch. Didn't make anything big from it. Oh, tries to base.
Look at that!
Wow!
You still got the confirm?
Yo! Oh! Oh!
Not like that. Oh man! Did you see the standoff? My man Kami just waited there forever
waited there.
and still got to confirm. That was godlike. But Phenom suppressing that momentum way beforehand. He's like, you know what? That's fine.
Instantly just pouring water on the fire. That could have been Kami running that back. That was good though.
True. Man, that was good.
Anti-air. Slow pace play. You can tell Phenom is really picking his spots right now versus Seth.
Oh,
jumps out.
Way out of the corner. That's so smart too. Kami is really paying attention to the footwork from Phenom. Yeah, you're stuck in this corner for a little bit. But look at the high-low mix-up instead. Forward throw was going to happen afterwards.
And instantly goes for the reversal. Sweep activates, saw the button coming out, and you're gonna get hit. I like that. Even Kami's paying attention to the fact that Phenom likes to check, calls him out, gets a raw damage super as well.
Oh, that was a punish. Oh yeah, that was a check, a giant one.
You gotta be careful. One thing about this fight right here, of Phenom playing Karen, is the fact that Kami obviously plays Punk a lot. So there's gonna be a lot of little tricks that Phenom might try to employ that won't be effective just based off of how much experience he has against Punk.
I'm actually very surprised, you know, a player like Phenom would even try to do those mix-ups against someone like Kami at this stage, right? Because those really, you could just pretty much option select majority of those follow-ups from the Budokan in V-Trigger 1.
That
was sick!
Heavy kick, yo, Kami. Big fan.
Huge fan. Oh, you're actually.
Oh no!
Not like this. Not like this.
Back to the corner. It ain't over yet. Trigger still on the table for Kami as well. Wake
I
up.
like it.
Activation coming up. You see Phenom preemptively put a button out there. That's the end of the trigger. And like I said before, you're not going to be able to get away with these little tricks versus a player like Kami. He plays Punk a lot. Anything's going to do it. The dash up, crouch short. Kami putting another one on the board.
Let's go.
I said this last season. Kami was looking like the best player on UYU. Got some very pivotal wins. Didn't get them a full-blown team battle, but Kami was playing well through in and throughout. Maybe this attitude, the Coaster's attitude, is working out, bro.
Man, Oil King is hyping everybody up right now.
Oil King is looking at the crowd. He's pumping up the crowd.
There's too much friction in those shorts, man. You're going to start a fire. Keep it down over there, huh? Keep it cool.
Smoothest legs in the business, bro.
Because of all the friction. Man's just jogging. No,
gets
honestly,
the
like,
skill.
That's the kind of teammate you want. Oil King has been pumping up the crowd. He's like, yo, come on, man, let's go. Let's do this for Kami. He's grabbing NL's arm, trying to rip it off, looking like Tasty Steve.
Or that cruel disaster.
I love it.
That cruel disaster starting to add up, finding a lot. What a combo! Kami putting on the clinic right now in this first round of game number 3.
This is a whole different Kami.
What a whole different Kami! You said you think I'm just here to play games with you? I'm trying to look cool and whoop your ass. That's my life motto, bro. I got it tattooed on my back. Anyways.
Look cool, beat ass.
Look cool, beat ass. And I'm still gonna look cool.
Yo, get out!
Instant out overhead!
Get out! Get out of here!
Kami!
Get out!
Yo, Kami, is that him? And you can tell
there's people in the back. I didn't even know that was a thing. Yo, Kami, he teaching out here.
Oh no, getting a little too anxious with that one. Look at the stunt.
Oh,
and this could be the round. This is the round.
Ooh-wee. He does not give a damn about style. You see the character I played?
Final round. Yeah, that's cool. Scared money don't make no money. You got to earn those resources. I was born with it. It's better than Maybelline. Anyway, here we go. Back throw.
We're talking about hair products. All right, here we go. Any products. Here we go. That's a ton of damage coming from the side. That was way up there. I thought that was going to get punished.
Nah, the heavy kick one. Crouch, tap. Yeah, and Phenom turned on the offense now. Phenom has the offense on just, wake up, wait a minute.
Activation time. It's going to be a left-right. It is going to be a left-right. Great defense. Man, that was sick. What a good call out there from Phenom. Or excuse me, from Kami. What? To no avail, really. I mean, look at this. Phenom in full control, all the meter in the world.
And tries to go for a throw, not for lack of trying though. 2-1 Phenom, but man, Kami definitely making Phenom bleed a lot right there in that last set. And now the team battle point is going to the last 2 remaining members on UYU and NORDAVIND. This is going to be crazy. This is going to be good. Phenom goes up 2-1 over Kami, so that leaves only the homie in Oil King, and Oil King has been rocking the Rashid. This is good. This, I feel like, is good. Now, just
It's going to be kind of tough, though, right? I feel like in the matchup, if Karen is the choice for Phenom against Rashid, that's going to be kind of a problem, I feel like, for Karen, which is exactly what Oil King was kind of looking forward to. UIU has planned this out. They were talking about having Phenom in this hot seat as anchor and just throwing all their resources at him, right? They did their job already with VEGGEY and Luffy. Surprisingly enough, it was a 2-0 victory for both of those cats. But right now, Phenom is in the potential to get our first OCV of the season.
Well, I mean, either way, this is going to be tough on both sides. This is going to be tough on both sides. These are the kinds of matches that you see at offline CPT Street Fighter V tournaments. Once you get to around the top 16, these are the kind of matches you get. This one specifically right here, top 16, top 8 matches, this is what you're looking at right here. But even still, if you look at every match that was around that, these are all high caliber, high quality Street Fighter matches.
And it's only week 3. That's the best part about it, is that we're seeing all of this develop in week 3. There's just so much information being thrown out there, right? You have 15 weeks of play, and you get to look at the first set of round robins, like what the band picks are, what the team formation is going to be like, and how they're just playing, and what the secondaries are going to be. That's absolutely important. But man, I did not think it was going to be at this level already. It's been so early into the season, and we're already getting some major caliber play in Street Fighter.
This is going to be I feel like it's a do-or-die situation right now for both teams, but mostly for UIU though, right? Think about this. I feel like this would be an upset if UIU can get this team battle victory over NORDAVIND. That really shifts a lot of what people are looking at team strength-wise, right?
Yeah. So we were looking at the standings earlier, right? NORDAVIND was still being placed at that second place spot, or at least should be currently because of their win, their first win they had in that previous week. But as it stands right now, they're taking a lot of L's to get to this point in time. So even if they do get a W, if other teams perform well afterwards,
still early in the season.
Really, really tough, yeah.
That's why this is so good.
If UIU gets the W, that would be super significant for the standings.
Exactly. Forward throw.
Just a lot of this pressure, right? Coming from that forward throw in general. Finding that escape option early is Oil King. And again, speaking of, look at the patented trademark and firing right back, stealing it from him, looking like Seth instead of Karen.
Okay. That medium kick, low forward activate, that trigger is there.
Afterwards.
Losing a little control here. Pressure gets the crush. That should be it. Oil King takes the first round. Just waits for Phenom to try to go in a little harder than he should. Eats the standing heavy kick, gets the crush, prepare it with the trigger. First round going to UIU and Oil King.
And this matchup is, I feel like, a little troublesome for someone like Karen, being able to chase down someone as mobile as Rashid, while at the same time facing off a character that has something like a crouching medium, or excuse me, crouching heavy punch to stuff out those medium normals that she likes to throw out. That's tough. That's so tough to call. Like, you're trying to stop that dash and just too late.
Off the backboard. No, you're right though. Getting counter hit in that situation, just trying to anticipate, is a really bad thing to happen, especially versus Karen if she has any meter, because chances are she's going to try to carry you to the corner. Oh, wait a minute.
On the way down, too, there is a ton of meter from the side of Oil King, choosing not to spend it. Man, he's gotten so much mileage out of that. I think he's 100% so far in this entire team battle in terms of jumping up with the Eagle Spike. Here's that activation.
Okay. Jump in, not going to work. Slow overhead finds his mark. Plenty of trigger, but not going to be needed. Round number 2, that's going to be Phenom.
From there from Phenom, catching the clutch when he needed to, right? Didn't want to let that life lead go. That could have been all topsy-turvy if Oil King managed to get that opening because of the trigger. But man, look at the meter now. Already where Rashid wants to be locking you down in this corner. What's going to be the escape option presented from Phenom? The Universal now just walks out. A lot of air momentum. Ooh, okay.
Anti-air, I like that. What a good read on what Phenom just wanted to do. I feel like you got to be careful though. You got to slow this down. Lots of meter on the side of Karen. That means if she gets a hit, you're going straight to the corner.
Now the forward throw, change up from Phenom, slowly pushing Oil King back against the wall, but what's going to be the option? Checking with the low forward. Okay, there's the V skill. I like that. From the activation into the Eagle Spike enhanced. EX% again, stealing away the turn.
Removes the CA though, right? Removes the CA at least for this instance, so it's not a bad trade, and you still have the life lead. Oh, man, that Eagle Spike has really been doing some damage. The jump heavy kick has a lot of staying power, bro. Especially from Rashid.
100%, bro. 100% for Oil King. This man is taking away all of your options, and that's great. We kind of saw that before from the last team battle. When you see a player test another player's reactions and their fundamentals, how often are they going to go for the anti-air option?
Yeah.
Oil King sniffed that out just once, and he's like, I want to take
When
some
he's
advantages. I have a dive kick.
like in a dive kick range or that can punish your crunch fierce, try to take try to DP if you can, if in the right angle, so there is no man gap. It's annoying because you are not used to, but he actually got like 2 or 3 knockdown on that.
And you can see Phenom kind of keeping track of it, going to some of the air options, like you're going to use the wall now to get out of here. You're going to try to use this V skill to get over here, and it's just not working out. Like just a second too late on some of these calls. Okay, air to air with the target.
Combo. I'm liking that. Phenom making sure that anytime Oil King tries to get these shenanigans going with the air mobility, he wants to stuff it out once and for all. So again, in that phase of trying to reintroduce themselves. I like that. Yeah, Oil King now with the opener, but jumps himself into the corner. It's not going to be too bad. Yeah, so baiting it out with the wall jump. That's the second time we've seen that instance.
Oh, crush.
Get out of here.
Standing heavy punch. Wow, thought he was going to block that. Gets opened up with the low. That's the only mixer block. Look at the damage, though. Yo, damn.
And the side switch off the wall. Oh, that's going to be huge for Oil King. Trigger 2 is on deck. You know it's going to be activated now. That's blocked.
Yeah, but that trigger 2, though, you got to hold it. No, and that just cost Oil King a round. Overextending just cost Oil King a round. Phenom didn't only had that 1 bar resource. Why would you go in?
I thought it was going to be enough, like in terms of the whirlwind shot to come in with the trigger 2. Just mistimed it. You saw the counter hit. Phenom definitely knowing the matchup.
Definitely fishing for a counter hit here.
Yeah, you can see it a lot of the times with the mediums implored from Phenom, but Oil King has not found a way to kind of stop him from doing so. Instead, initiates his own offense before Phenom gets started.
Forward throw. Jumps out of the EX, uses the backboard. This time, Phenom finally gets a read on it. Those low forwards start to become a lot more potent, finding their marks.
Oh, yeah, you're negative after that.
Knockdown.
Man, it's so intense. Oh!
Oh, forward throw. You can tell Phenom getting a little anxious just instantly. Oh, once again, we got to change the trajectory. You got to check the wind before you anti-air out here, bro.
Oh, boy. There's going to be a lot of damage. We're going to see a lot of carry as well. Just off of that simple combo. Forward throw. Now throw is going to be an imminent threat, but the Eagle Spike comes first. We're down to the final round.
This right here can put UYU in a very, very important upswing and a very, very important first team battle win here in the early stages of Season 4 Street Fighter League. This is good. This is good. You know the team is feeling good right now, but you got to hold it together. Phenom is down the game, and this set is important. Full meter. Only going to spend a little bit. That was really smart by Phenom.
Thing is, job's not finished, right? Phenom already striking hard when it comes to that. Yes, sir. There's going to be a lot of damage, and the corner already. EX, you're actually going to be close to dead.
Stand, light kick, and Phenom ran it all the way back. It is one game apiece, and that's why this is difficult. That's why this is difficult. Well, all the choices that Oil King has been making, changing up the speed on those dive kicks and just trying to play a little slower than anticipated has been working out. But now, Phenom's getting the scent. He's starting to smell out your intentions, and he's not liking what he's seeing, and now he's calling it out. Finally gets the air-to-air, air-target combo to stop the wall recovery, and it's not been easy, but here it is. Here it is.
Big adaptations made from Phenom in terms of just that factor alone, that tactic of using that wall jump against you. But I gotta say, man, that was mad close. Oil King already back in and firing range, trying to get the opener with the frame traps. But I like it though, doing a little bit of chip damage and trying to force Cardine into the corner a little bit earlier.
Crouching medium kick just to harass. Standing medium kick moves Rashid forward a little bit, and it makes it so that mid-screen battle, that stay away from the corner battle, is a little easy. Anti-air. backdashes to get out, fight back to the middle of the screen.
Strike. Still trying to whiff. Punish something, actually. We see that come in from Phenom right now. Again, so much explosive damage coming back to back from waves of low medium kick, and now the meaty stand short is enough to spell another instance of death. But it's going to be from this turn. I lied.
Okay, gets out this time and tries to go for a standing heavy kick to activate that trigger. Got a little too overzealous, and now set point, team battle point, is back on the side of Phenom and NORDAVIND.
Another fantastic start here for Oil King, but can he do enough to suppress the normals from... Man! Can we get a counter on how many times that's hit, please?
Okay, EX this time. Still has trigger available on the side of Karen. Taking just about half-life, 1 bar, EX working on 2. Rashid has 2. Uh-oh, big crush counter with the crouching fears.
-2 after that, taking your turn, but here comes the sweep activation from Phenom, checking the low, and the overhead does go, more of a carry, downward,
Gotta keep your wits about you. Don't spinning mixer, bro. Stand medium kick, activate, this is good. Gonna get the carry as well.
EX Resenta again from Phenom, no fear, but instead, he has the confidence. Oil King decides to interrupt the command dash through that normal cancel, and it's gonna be the final round now between these two Titans. Here we go. Build that V gauge, also that damage.
Oh, wow, he's 100%. Actually, no, he blocked one. It was safe, so he didn't get punished.
Yeah, that's right. It was in V-trigger when that instance happened. However, getting away with
it. Wow, cancel a little too early. Had the hit, reset to get the throw. Small life leech, interrupt on the EX Whirlwind, and just backing up after that activation. Oil King wants no part of it. Gotta be careful with those jumps. We've seen the checks with the crouching medium kicks, the crouching medium punches. You cannot keep doing it. But you can keep doing that, apparently.
What was the reaction there from Phenom? He went for an overhead.
And now those jumps are starting to add up. That back throw took off a chunk. Life is still significantly close. Lots of meter on the side. Didn't work this time, but it's safe, so you can't do anything about it. Retaliation with the crouch short. Spins the meter, so it's not going to be the kill. Oil King in trouble. There's a forward throw. And plenty of trigger.
No anti-air for Phenom!
Meter on the side. Got to be careful. Another throw is not done yet. What are you going to do? Puts himself in the corner. Jumps off the wall. The sweep didn't hit. Blocks the sweep.
No punish on the sweep. That was actually intense. This is too intense right now. Oil King was not ready to get that punish on the sweep.
Oh my God! Oil King secures the first team win for Team UYU. A new and improved. I said it before. You're new here. I've been here. UYU takes the team battle. What a match. I dare you to find me better Street Fighter. I said it. I meant it. And if you bring it, it better have a tag on it. Approved by me, damn it. Damn, that was sick.
You could see how much it means for Oil King as well as Team UYU.
What a pop-off, bro.
You could tell how much they've been suffering and how much they've been holding back because of this. Does a lot of mental damage, man, but let's talk about the match real quick. That instant, that last second, that angle was so sharp. You were thinking to yourself, if you're a Phenom, oh, he's got to be going for this eagle spike. He's right above my head. He's going to try to catch me blocking. No, it was the cross-up.
It was the cross-up.
That was classic conditioning. He literally hit him with eagle spike every single time, and at the very end, the very last touch, cross-up. Right in the back of the noggin, giving her a bald spot. That was actually ridiculous for Oil King to do so in that fashion.
Wow. What a team battle. What a team battle, man. Congratulations to Team UYU getting their first team battle in 2 seasons. I hate to say it like that, but their first team battle in 2 seasons. Congratulations, UYU. This is definitely a sign of things to come, especially and hopefully with more wins to be included. This is really a blow to a lot of what the projections are looking like for some of these team strengths, right? If you're looking at NORDAVIND, you're like, yo, Phenom on the back end, this is going to be tough. Multiple characters as always, but they planned for it this time around. And this is what we were talking about last week. They're like, look, they need to look at this order. The order is important. And oddly enough, I feel like it was the same order, but a lot more effective. I actually think it was the same order from the last time they played.
It wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
So.
It was actually Oil King. It was Oil King, Kami, and then NL. This time it was Kami, Oil King, and then NL. See, I got it right here. It was last time it was Oil King, Kami, NL.
Yeah.
This time it was Kami, Oil King, NL.
Yeah,
so
in the anchor position again.
But that's what we were saying though. It's more about the order that you're going to send these guys up, because right now it's more based off of the matchup, one, and two, they're scouting a lot of your your characters' teams, your team's characters at this point. So they're always going to plan around it. The order makes so much more of a difference than people give it credit for. Right. It's showing up right here, right now, with UYU getting that first team battle, Oil King clinching it out, and man, what a display. Shout outs to UYU and shout outs to NORDAVIND as well, man. Just being able to keep it slow enough to give your opponent enough chances to make a mistake and for you to take it back. Not going to be the case in this instance because UYU got the battle. And we have an interview with our winners. But before we get there, I would like to say thank you and especially thank you to Astro for holding us down here for Street Fighter League Season 4. They are the official headset and mix app of Street Fighter League Season 4. And if you want to get some cool sounds for what we've all been using, you want to get yourself that A40. The best sound in the business. We've been using them. The players have been using them. And you should be using them too.
And using that Twitch panel down below to make that purchase and try it out for yourself. Again, the A40 headsets by Astro. We couldn't do it without you guys here for this season of Street Fighter League.
But with that, we're going to send it to Rob TV and Oil King on the stage.
I could only imagine going through so much struggle, putting so much pressure on yourself. I mean, the entire last year, of course, you're the team captain, and here again, you guys actually start off 0-2. I even heard a comment come from Luffy's side, yelling 0-13, trying to get in you guys' head. And regardless, you were able to keep it calm and get you guys' first win. What does this win mean to you, Oil King?
I think it means a lot because, you know, if you do everything, you need to have a start. So I think now UYU will start to win.
100%. And you know, I'll tell you what, at the end there, Phenom was trying his best to hit you guys with the OCV. I remember last year there were a few games where you actually did come close to, you did great against some teams, and someone would just come back and reverse on the squad. And it looked like Phenom was in danger of doing that to you guys this time. What was going through your mind when you're actually walking up to take that seat to fight Phenom, knowing the pressure of your entire org is on your back?
I think, I'm not sure, maybe before I go to the stage, it's pressure, right? Because Fina, he got NL and he got Kami. But even Kami is close game. So I think Fina, you know, he already played with two good players. So I think maybe he a little tired. That's why I think before I go stage, but when I on the stage, I just focus. I don't think it's Fina, it's like just focus on Karim and the Rashid.
And how, I do want to know, how has your team behind the scenes been throughout all of this? Like, leading into this match, what were you guys telling yourselves, telling each other when it comes to these matches? Were you just completely disregarding the circumstances? How were you keeping your spirits up to be able to perform at this level?
For Finland team, so we just don't want to NL against VEGGEY.
Yeah.
Because Liu and Bird is very hard.
Yeah.
So I think the strategy is work. So when Kami get his first win, I think he spared me.
Yeah.
So for Luffy, I win too. And in the end, we just keep this.
And from this point on, do you think that this win that you guys got, and with you being able to clutch it out there at the end, do you think that this now makes it so that all the pressure is off of you guys and you can more comfortably play like yourselves and just take flight from this point on in this competition?
Okay, I think we will just celebrate for this moment.
Yes.
After this interview, we just keep focused. We will not just like you said, oh, comfortable, I already win.
Yeah.
I got this. No, we just focus with next game.
Yeah.
I think we'll be better.
Very understandable. I'll tell you what, Oil King, I'm extremely proud of you, NL and Kami as well. Kami, look, if he didn't actually win that the last match right there, I would have loved to interview you, man, because you have been playing out of your mind. And I know you do get like some criticism and whatnot, or a little bit of hating and whatnot, but clearly you deserve 100% to be in your spot. Amazing play from you. Ladies and gentlemen, UYU getting their first win, and I believe the first of many. But before we close everything out, we are going to have some comments from Steve and Vicious at the desk. But even before that, we have the Astro listening.
Yo, when you know, you don't really, when you have the life lead, you don't need to. You sometimes, yeah, just wait like the bad fireball. He might do it actually. He might do a bad fireball and just wait for that. Try to bet him like from mid range with some poke, so he might want to fireball. Then you can slow down the pass. You don't really need to want to poke him. Sometimes just adapt your rhythm with the match, so he can be bait somehow.
When he's got low health and you're over 3/4 screen, He's looking for crouch medium punch, so only use the stand. Try not to use stand medium kick, only poke with stand medium punch. Good stuff.
Of course, we had to break down this week's team battles as it was so electrifying. We've seen so many close matches. I think that's going to be the closest we've seen thus far, without a doubt. But I'm glad you guys are tuning in back with us. My name is Vicious here with Tasty Steve. We're going to break down some of the matches that just transpired, right? Give me a little bit about what happened between the first team battle that we had in today's matchups.
So Vodafone Giants going up against Panda. Panda, another new team, essentially, right? Except for Nephew, except for Justin Wong. Well, except for Justin Wong, excuse me, who is the newest member of that team. Going up against Vodafone Giants, a brand new team here for Street Fighter League. We already know they're going to be really strong. Vodafone goes for the Cammy ban. We find out later that was kind of like a troll by the team to kind of give them full power, right? So you had Punk at full power, you had Nephew at full power, and you had Justin at full power. Infectious, though, too strong, takes out Justin. Nephew stays alive. Punk goes down 2-1 to Crimson and leaves it all up to Mr. Crimson. After he takes out Nephew, he successfully takes out Nephew, gets the team battle, and honestly, I just feel like Panda's really, really still getting into the swing of things. Yeah. Very strong team on paper. We've seen Nephew pull something back himself. We've seen Punk. Justin's still getting into the swing of things. So
easily one of the favorite teams out there, to be honest with you.
Honestly, one of the favorite teams out there, if you ask me. But Vodafone Giants is going to keep that lead. They get the team victory. It's just really hard considering that even if, like, Mr. Crimson is such a dominant force right now.
You had to watch that VOD. You had to watch that match because of the adaptation from both. Even, like, I got to say, like, when it came down to that matchup, I felt like it was more so, like, Nephew versus Mr. Crimson, because you saw the kind of power that Nephew had over VEGAPATCH. Yep. You saw the power he had over someone like Infectious as well, and how close it kind of was in between, like, the games, right? Sure, it was a 2-0 from the side of Mr. Crimson, but those matches themselves, like the rounds themselves, were actually pretty close. So again, it was a very, very, very heated, highly contested match. And then you're going into the next one, right? A lot was on the line for Team UIU going up against NORDAVIND, right? They still have not gotten their W until this week, and there's so much pressure going into it, and we heard that from the interview with Rob TV as well as Oil King, right? How much it meant to them with that pressure and what they're going to do going forward, right? It's the first of many wins, and the fact of the matter is they're not going to just celebrate just yet. They're still having their eyes on the prize. They're making sure their focus is going towards the goal that they need, which is ultimately to be one of the victors here in those 15 weeks of play.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Kami came out getting the first leg of that victory for UIU today.
Convincingly.
Really set the pace. Oil King getting the 2-0 versus Luffy. NL unfortunately went down to Phenom, but the order planned around it at this point in time. And this is one of the things that we were saying that UIU needs to work on. They need to work on that order because these guys are really trying to snipe you and give you the most challenging time when getting that W. Didn't stop them this time, however, and it's even better because NORDAVIND is one of the stronger teams here with an undefeated record, even though we were only 3 weeks in, you know what I'm saying? Even though we are only 3 weeks in, an undefeated record and a damn strong team. UIU getting that victory over them is so strong because it's really going to propel them. Not only because of the W, but because it's going to raise team morale.
Absolutely,
you saw Oil King in the background going off, pumping up, you know, the other teams because they were on the verge of that victory. That lets you know just how important having team synergy is. Not only the capabilities, not only the skill, and not only, you know, the top tier character to do so, but having that team morale in a situation like Street Fighter League.
Yeah, and that significantly shook up the current standings of it all when you see that W coming in from UIU. In fact, let's take a look at the standings now and see where everybody's at going into the next one to prepare you guys. Vodafone Giants going undefeated with those significant W's on the board. Again, it's only week 3, but still Panda trailing just behind it second at 1-1. NASR clutching out with third 1-1. They haven't seen their third game yet, but they are over NORDAVIND. Just the fact that they have 1 game win over that team. And of course, down below, UIU with a W on the board, 1-2. And of course, we still have to see Bandits play towards the end there at 6-0-1. And that leads us to what we can expect for next week's battles to further shake up the standings.
So next week, we still have great team battles left for. We introduced you to the teams, but here will be the battles for week 4 of Street Fighter League. We're going to have Team NASR going up against NORDAVIND. This is going to be a slobber knocker. 2 of the strongest teams here with great records, especially the Vodafone Giants. It's going to be electric. Right after that, though, our second team battle will be none other than Bandits versus Vodafone Giants. That is going to be a banger. Two well-knit teams, whether they be rivals or countrymen, these guys are going to slug it out. A nice variety of characters in between this next team battle. I honestly can't wait to see what we're going to have for next week. These battles are going to be ridiculous, and I really hope you guys are around to check it out. Hell, you better be.
Absolutely, you better be, because again, you do not want to miss all of the dream matches that have gone through each and every one of these weeks, and we highly encourage you guys as Street Fighter fans, as fighting game fans, to check it out again next week. This has been Street Fighter League Week 3, and we'll see you guys for Week 4.
Okay, fine, it's CA. I like the cash out actually, because that means you're gonna have a lot to try to get back in this potential final round. Trigger activation. Oh,
damn!
You like standing there, huh?
He changed it from Street Fighter to a platform game. What just happened? Oh no!
Bro, right into the EX Hail, the powered up Hailstorm on top of that.
Trigger is
in a lot of trouble. Punches, you cannot keep doing it. Oh, but you can keep doing that apparently.
What was the reaction there from Phenom? He went for an overhead.
And now those jumps are starting to add up. That back throw took off a chunk. Life is still significantly close. Lots of meter on the side. Didn't work this time, but it's safe, so you can't do anything about it. Retaliation with the crouch short. Spins the meter, so it's not going to be the kill. Oil King in trouble. There's a forward throw. And plenty of trigger. Back throw. Meter on the side. Got to be careful. Another throw is not done yet. What are you going to do? Puts himself in the corner. Jumps off the wall. The sweep didn't hit. Blocks the sweep. You can't punish it, though.
It was actually intense. This is too intense right now. Oil King was not ready to get that punish on the sweep.
Oh my God! Oil